Any moment now. There we go. All right, I'm going to let some people come in. This is hour 7 of cooking this USDA Prime Bone-In Brisket. I'm going to take a look. I think it's spritz time. With that, I'm also going to get the camera started because I got to get some other footage. So just hold for a moment and we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't you go anywhere. Check, check, check. So here we are, hour 7. We're getting ready to check our brisket. It's about time to get our spritz going. It's now been 7 hours that we've had our prime bone-in brisket on. 7 hours on our Liberty 94. We just got a delivery as well of some brand new post oak. This just came in from Cutting Edge Firewood. They're nice size splits. These are 8-inch splits. Came in from Georgia, and I got 3 boxes of this. I'll be using this for the rest of the cook. To supplement some of the other wood before this post oak came in, today we've been using some local red oak and white oak splits. And from time to time, I've been throwing in a little bit of black cherry wood. Now that we've got this post oak wood that goes with our traditional Texas brisket, we're going to begin to use that until it's time for the wrap. The last time I checked the temperature, we were right about 129 degrees, so we're nowhere near the stall. This is going to be a low and slow cook. We're maintaining a temperature right now of about 250 degrees. I think that the great temperature is recording about 235, so we're getting ready to kick that up. After about 7 hours, we're ready to go from what I mentioned earlier at 225 to bring it up to that 250 level. And then later on, once we hit that stall, we wrap it with the tallow. We'll bring our smoker up to 275 and let it maintain. The way that it works is once you get to about 150 degrees or so, the brisket won't take any more of that smoke flavor. That smoke ring is already established. But I'm going to go ahead, get our spritz going, and see what this looks like. Got some nice color. There's no pooling going on, so I don't have to worry about any extraneous liquids I need to dump out. Just giving it that feel. It's very tender right here, but that, of course, could also be because that's a good layer of fat that's on top. So let's push into where the meat is right here. Not even close. The bones, however, are beginning to pull back ever so slightly. Let's give this thing a spritz. Real nice. Get a little bit on the back side as well. That's it. That's all we need. We'll close it up, and we'll see it in a little bit. Oh boy, it's going well, going nice. We'll check in with you a little bit later on. Awesome stuff. Now to the live stream. Let's hear this. What are you spritzing with? Great question. Why didn't I say that? I should have said that. Oh my goodness. I just recorded that and forgot to say what's in the bottle. So Chris, in this bottle, why isn't this thing tracking me anymore? All right, let's get the tracking back on. Then we can go ahead and talk about it. There we go. Okay. So in the bottle, I have utilized, I got it at Costco. It's a Better Than Bouillon beef marinade. Is it a marinade? No, it's Better Than Bouillon. So it is a bouillon. So I use that. And I also added in a little bit of Lee and Perrins and a good amount of water. So that's what this is. And it's in a half-gallon spritzer bottle. makes it real easy for me. Because obviously this is overkill. This is way too much. So that's what I use, and it's got a great beefy flavor on the outside. I'm thinking that maybe I should have injected this. I don't know, because it's 37 pounds, but that's also accounting for the bone that's in that, and a large fat cap that's on the top. Even though I trimmed it down to a little bit more than a quarter of an inch, but not a half an inch. So I guess that would make it, I don't know, somebody who's good with math. 5/16. That sounds right. Well, yeah, 5/16. That's right. That's about where we're at. And I'm just gonna, every so often, I guess, give it a spritz. It wasn't dried out, so I don't know if it was really necessary to give the spritz, but I felt that at this point, just in case, because it sat there 7 hours without being touched, maybe it would be a good idea. So I went with it. I don't know, gut feeling. But that was a great question. I should have said that as I'm recording the video. So I've got one camera going for the video that'll be for YouTube or Instagram Shorts or Facebook Shorts. Who knows? Because I got to make shorts out of it as well as long form. And I'll probably take this, and the content will have to be broken up. I'm the type of person that doesn't know how to take 5 hours of footage and limit it down to 20-minute video. So I'll have to break this down into multiple sections and then shorts out of those. That way I can get the best bang for my buck, let's say. Even though this was given to me by master purveyors to use for this content. And I want to make sure that they also get their fair share, as well as Smoke Slinger for the Liberty 94 that's right here over my shoulder. If you're looking for a Liberty 94, Chris, I believe you already have one. You have a Smoke Slinger, but I'll be making some content on the Smoke Slinger coming up. Same thing with Frank. I have some crazy ideas. I almost slipped up. I almost said what one of them was. There's some real big, bizarre items that are coming up. Things that maybe you would see from Adam Perry Lang. Things that you might see from the Bearded Butchers, possibly. Things that have never been done before, just because they're big items. They're typically primals or subprimals that would be cut down into chops or steaks or loins. But in this case, I'm just going to put the whole thing on. And some will go here on the Smoke Slinger. Some will go here on the Liberty 94, and others will go on my Smoke Slinger. And we'll see how that goes. But I really enjoy doing this. It's so time consuming. I got to say that at this point, comparing the Liberty 94 to the Smoke Slinger with regards to your traditional Texas offset low and slow to a Smoke Slinger where you can go hot and fast, or you can go low and slow, or you can go live fire. A piece of meat like this would probably take me maybe 10 hours. Large pieces of meat, we found just about everything takes 8 hours, but this is like significantly large. So I'm figuring this might go an extra 2. But here, it doesn't make sense to think I'm going to finish this anywhere close to 12 hours from now. Let me just take a look again at the internal temperature of the meat. And one of the reasons why I happen to have put the probes in is so I don't have to sit out here in the cold. And I'm trying out this RFX system. I haven't been extremely excited about it. As far as the grate temperature, we're at 236. I'm going to bring that back up. I think that it says, yeah. So the temperature closest to the smokestack, looking at the thermometer right here, says it's at 250. But the grate temperature is at 236. So I want to get this thing up to about 250. I'm going to open it up a little bit more. It'll bring up the ambient temperature inside, and with that, it'll also bring up the grate temperature. So that's my plan for now. I got to expedite this cook. I don't want to be out here for 18 to 20 hours. I started at 3 o'clock this morning, getting set up. And then after I got set up with this, The weather didn't cooperate. Murphy's Law came into play. And before we knew it, it was 8 o'clock in the morning before I got this thing on. And that's 8 o'clock in the morning Eastern Standard Time. And it looks like one of my neighbors is coming in. So I might have another eater. Although this is not going to be in time for dinner. Not until dinner, maybe tomorrow. Which again, when you're shooting content like this, it's tough because with the camera set up, you want to be able to show the end product. You want to show the result of what you've made. And it's probably going to come off, I'm figuring, hopefully by midnight. And then I've got to rest it till 5 o'clock tomorrow. So I'll have to have it sit someplace at about 150 degrees until we're ready for it tomorrow. At that point, I'm going to be at somebody's house. This is way too much meat for just me here at the house. So the big reveal is going to have to be over there, and it's going to be quite noisy. A buddy of mine has an event going on, so I'm going to bring it down there, and we'll have more people to eat it with. Typical Italian Sunday dinner where they're having pasta, but I'll supply some Texas barbecue for them. And that's my plan. If anybody wants to jump on live, let me get that in here. It's always easier if I have somebody else that I can chit chat with clearly, or else I'm just talking to myself, and that's nowhere near as much fun. Let's get that in here, just in case anybody else has an interest in joining us. And somebody looks like they're here to make a delivery, coming in from New York. I wonder who this is. What's that? Yeah. You're all right being on camera? Are you okay being on camera? Are you okay being on the cameras? Yeah, I know you were down there. Yeah, so it's here, it's here, it's here. I'll take it. You can bring it over. Okay. I guess we're getting a delivery. Never know what's coming these days. Yeah. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. I don't know what this is. That should something my wife ordered. Yeah. Talk about things that are our wives order. Oh, here we got Scott Drosky jumping in. So here's somebody we can chit chat with. As soon as he jumps in, I'll add him to stage, because I know it's coming. He's not here yet, but he's coming soon. So what I was going to say is, with the Smoke Slinger brand with the pits, one of the biggest pushbacks I get from the gentlemen who typically, they're middle-aged or a little bit older, they've got some disposable income, and that's the audience for the smoke slingers, whether it's a Liberty 94, it's a mini, it's a full-size smoke slinger, is they need to go chit-chat with their wives. And I find this to be a little bit odd. Why? Because the wives go out, they buy shoes, they buy bags, they go to Target, they go to the home goods store, they bring home tchotchkes all the time. They don't ask us if it's okay. They never say to us, oh, yeah, I have enough shoes, I have enough bags, I don't need another one. Oh, no, stop, I can't do that. They just go and get it anyway. However, when it comes to getting another toy, when it comes to getting another smoker, then it's, oh, no, you have enough. You don't need that. Well, it's a good thing you checked in with me, because I'll let you know whether or not you can have it. No. That's usually, the answer that comes from those that have the she shed, because the guy's got to have the man cave. If you have a house, you have a man cave. That is your man cave. It's your house. This is, my house. This is part of my man cave. I'm out here hanging out on a Saturday afternoon with you and discussing making a brisket on one of my toys. So, guys, there comes that point in life, especially if you're an empty nester or your kids are beginning to transition out of the house, go get yourself a toy. Even if you have little kids, You work hard, you play hard. You work hard, you play harder. It's okay. I don't know why some of us are still there suppling on mommy's milk. It's not necessary. You moved out of mommy's house. You're a big boy now. You can go get a big boy toy. This is that time in life. You can't take it all to the grave with you. So enjoy your life. Let's see. Oh, Chris's neighbors with Dustin. I got it. Yes, Chris. So if your neighbors with El Presidente, then it's just as simple as going next door to your neighbor's house. Why go down the block when you can go across the street? That's the motto of some of the others in the neighboring communities when it comes to relationships. Why go elsewhere when you can just go across the street? Amazing stuff. It's a area called Kunkletown. There's I think it's something about marrying your uncle, and I don't know. I'm not originally from this area. I'm from New York, but there's some type of saying like that. So let's see who else we got here. We've got better ask for forgiveness and permission. See, TD Price is right. This gentleman went out. He got himself a mini smoke slinger, and he's absolutely rocking it when it comes to making chicken, brisket, ribs. He's got so much content out there. The man's got himself a little kid. I got a little kid. Look, it's okay. The kids got their toys. The wife's got their toys. Why shouldn't he have his toy? And his toy provides delicious meals for the family. It's not like he's sitting in the basement playing Fortnite or something, ignoring the kid or ignoring his wife. That's time well spent. Food for the family. There's nothing wrong with that. You should go out there and get this. And again, if you're an empty nester or you're still living in your own bachelor area, get a toy. They say that the best way to your woman's heart is through her stomach. Well, here it is. Shoes and bags don't really affect you much. I mean, your wife looks good or your girlfriend looks good or whoever it is, your significant other. That's great that they get dolled up for you. But this is giving back. When you give, you get back. And this is one of those things that you're getting back. I'm curious now because it's sizzling behind me. So I know that's definitely the fat dripping down. Just want to see where we're at. Let's check this out. Where are we at on the temperature? So I'm at 234. I'm going to throw another split in just for the hell of it. Why not? See where we're at on this one. Absolutely, the wife only cares about the next tri-tip. See, tri-tip, great cut of beef. Great stuff. Picked that up yesterday when I was down there at Master Purveyors. I believe I picked up 3. Oh, maybe there might be 4 there. 4 prime tri-tips. I'll clean them up. They still have a little bit of a fat cap on them and some membrane. I'll do that on my own. And I definitely plan upon doing one Santa Maria style. That'll be on the smoke slinger. And then we'll see what we'll do with the other ones. And I may do a TD Price. I may pull a Snake River Farms and grab a couple of theirs. That's American Wagyu. I don't mind the black label. I prefer gold, but I'll take whatever Snake River Farms wants to send me. I'm asking. I'm not telling. I'd like that. Please send that my way. I will eat that. I'll do whatever you need me to do. Let's get a couple of tri-tips. Let's see what else we got going on here. Daniel Perez checking in. The difference between men and boys is the price of the toys. Yes. The toys definitely get more expensive. They get bigger. They need more maintenance. They take more time. I've heard the analogy that the smoke slinger is like a wife, whereas the Liberty 94 is like your mother-in-law. And why do they call us a mother-in-law? Because when the mother-in-law comes over, you want to have something that you can get out of the house and have the baby for a while. Whereas with the smoke slinger, if you load up the charcoal baskets properly, you can get a good 4 to 5 hours of cook time, which then, you can do those honey-do jobs here and there. But when we're dealing with a traditional offset like this, you got to baby this. I'm finding that every 30 to 45 minutes or so, I've got to come out here. If I've gone inside simply to go get a cup of coffee, take a phone call, do some work on the laptop, that I need to set an alarm to come back out to take a look, or else the temperature will drop. And it's happened a couple times to me already because I get distracted, and then the alarm will go off on my phone and tell me that the temperature has dropped below an acceptable threshold. I'm going to go ahead and get this on here. Let's see what. And TD Price is saying that Daniel Perez is spitting the facts. That is correct. Look, guys, it's easy to be the pack leader. It's easy to be the alpha male. You have your wife and you handle things your way, or you have your girlfriend, or you have whatever it is, that relationship that you're in, if you're in one. And it's called being committed, or being in a commitment because you're committed. Some of us need to be committed because our wives will drive us absolutely bonkers. I do whatever I can to give her space. She gives me my space. She left right now to go get her hair and nails done after taking the kids to a birthday party. So it's great. Go do your thing. I'm here doing this. I'll make dinner for the kids. We'll put on some Kobe hamburgers tonight. They love that stuff. Came back yesterday with 41 pounds of A5 Japanese Kobe. Obviously, if it's Kobe, it's from Japan. Wagyu can come from Japan. It can come from Australia. It comes from the United States. We never know where we're going to get it from. And here coming to the stage, live from North Carolina, most likely with his smoke slinger behind him. Gentlemen, it's TD Price.
I found
there
the
he
shade
is.
this time. Oh my goodness.
He's back.
I am back. What was that you were saying about the snake river farms? I totally was doing something.
So
else.
I want to. So what I'm looking for, right? You've kind of inspired me to do this. So I'm thinking about getting the Snake River Farms gold label tri-tip. If they make a gold, I don't know if there is a gold label. There might be.
I think so. Yeah.
Let me put this headset on because I'm leaning back, and the microphone from the computer's a little bit further away. So this way, I believe this will make it just a little bit more clear if I put the headphones on. Let's see how that works out for us. It might have gone over already. No, this one's got to go over to. There we go. Now we got it. Perfect. Okay. I think that makes the audio better. Can you hear me, or is it?
I can hear.
Did I mute myself?
Yeah,
Oh, there we
yeah,
go.
I can hear. Yeah.
Okay. And I got some post oak that just came in too. Check out these splits.
Ooh.
So Scott from the Smoke Slinger Facebook group had no, I'm not Scott. Wrong guy. David from the Facebook group, who also has a mini smoke slinger in Florida, recommended that I get this post oak from Cutting Edge Firewood. So we got them. This is it. These are perfect 8-inch splits. So these are going real nicely into the charcoal drawers that you have.
Okay.
And they also fit. Let me get this out of the way because as soon as this camera turns, this is going to be in the way. There we go. So these fit so nicely into the cook chamber, rather into the firebox. So what I've been using prior to this coming in, there we go again. The camera, is it following me? Yeah, now it's back. So prior to this, come on, camera, get up there. This is see, everybody talks about how great AI is. How great is AI when it's staring at the floor?
Yeah.
I think that did it. I believe that fixed it. All right, there we go. So I was using local red oak and white oak, and along the way I would throw in some black cherry wood. But now that this post oak is here, this will really give me that flavor of traditional Texas barbecue, specifically when we're talking about the brisket. So I know that had I started with this in the beginning, if it would have gotten here yesterday, I would have been able to have an authentic Texas barbecue, but it is what it is. You know, it's going to have mixed flavors now. But I think with the spritz that I put on and the rubs, it probably won't affect it that much.
Perfect. Yeah, I've used cutting edge before years ago for some chunk wood when I had like a Santa Maria style cook going on, and I mean, they came in clutch with just some good quality wood, especially for the price. I feel like the price is it's competitive with other places, especially when you talk about quality. So yeah, you can't go wrong with that cutting edge wood.
Now, there was another company that someone turned me on to called Chief Firewood. They're out of Texas, and most of the places down there, when they're ordering wood, they're getting it by the rack from
Mhm.
that joint. However, the wood, I believe, was about $400 for a pallet, so you get a ton. But the shipping is another 400, so it'd be $800 to get it here.
Yeah.
It seemed that was a bit excessive.
Oh yeah. It's probably a lot easier if you're in Texas and can
Oh
pick it
yeah.
up or something to avoid all the shipping. Yeah, I just pulled both briskets off about 30 minutes ago. Cooked a little bit faster. It's still surprising because the last Snake River brisket that I did took 11 hours, and then these two, the slinger and the drum smoker, took right at 8 hours.
Mm, right.
So I'm here for that. Now they're resting. I'm gonna let them rest for like another 30 minutes, and then vacuum seal it up and throw them in the sous vide.
Are you
So
going to finish them in the sous vide, or are you going to hold
yep,
them in the sous vide?
I'm gonna just hold them there. They've already
Okay.
reached the temperature that I wanted, so
Wow,
it's gonna
that
be
might
good.
have been a good idea. Maybe I should go get a sous vide and try that to hold it. The way that I'm going to do it tonight is just put them in a cooler with
Hmm.
hot blankets, well, hot towels, and keep it wrapped. But I'm hoping to finish by midnight since I started at 8 o'clock in the morning. Something tells me when I'm dealing with a piece of meat this size, I'm in trouble. I'm going to be here till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning and
Yeah,
be miserable.
yeah. Oh, I know the feeling. I was kind of worried. I knew they were gonna stall at some point in time. I just didn't know when. And when one was just sitting at 160 for like the last 2 hours, I was like, uh oh, it's gonna be one of those nights. But then out of nowhere, it was like, oh, we're 180. Oh, we're 190. Oh, we're ready to be pulled off. So, but that's
So
the
what, you
joy
took it
of
at
it.
190?
No, no, no. I took them both to at minimum 200, like in the flat, but then the point
Right.
was around 205, 210, and I was like, oh, that's money for me, especially with that the marbleization and stuff like that, and that wagyu brisket. It can take that high temperature. Um, Plus, I wanted a little bit better render for the fat, so got some nice jiggle to it. So I have high hopes. It's gonna be. I think it might be pretty close. I don't know. We'll see. I think maybe if anything, it's going to come down to with me using feeding the slinger some cherry wood the entire time, whereas with the drum smoker, I just ran it with straight charcoal. So that might be the
Right.
only difference. That and the fat render down and stuff like that. It's definitely going to tell which one. But of course, I'm Team Slinger, so I just thought this would be a good little, get some feedback from the group. And I felt like that last post with the, hey, where's my drum smokers at? I felt that was probably one of the first posts that I've made that a lot more people included themselves in, which is what I wanted anyway. So I think that worked out to, get some people to chime in that don't normally chime in. So it worked out for
So
sure.
did you say that it took you on the slinger 8 hours for the
Yep.
brisket to cook?
Mm. Yep.
So here's what we found out, and this is across the board. It's interesting you said that. Scott Drosky, who was just with us down in Texas last month when we were doing big pieces of meat, and he's correct. Um, Everything takes 8 hours. Frank saw that. I saw that. Dustin saw that. Every
Hmm.
large cut of meat, for whatever reason it is, if it was a brisket, you put it on like you did. 8 hours later, it comes off and it's
Yep.
perfect.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how Dustin did it, but he somehow tuned this thing in. That
Hmm.
8 hours is a magic number.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I think when I did the three briskets last time, they only took longer because I had three briskets up there. Um, which one, granted, one because it was direct heat took 7 hours, which was the biggest brisket out of the three. But of course, if you're cooking directly, you know, on the heat source, I mean, it's obviously going to cook a little bit faster. But yeah, I mean, 8 hours has seemed to be the sweet spot, and I'm loving it. I'll be interested to see if I threw like a, I don't know, a 20-pound brisket up there, maybe took like a pound or two off, and see, how long that would take. Now, if that takes 8 hours, then you know what? 8 hours is the magic number when it comes to brisket.
Right.
So I'm loving it though, because I mean, the fact that I don't have to be out here for 12 hours, 12 plus hours, I mean, it makes me feel more comfortable just to do a brisket during the day and hot hold it to the next day and keep it moving.
Yeah. What we had done, rather than a brisket, we did a vacío, which is it's a flank, it's a skirt, and it's a bavette all in one piece. And we also had done the shoulder clods. I think the clods, one of them was like a 23 or 25 pounder, something like that.
Hmm.
Same thing. It took 8 hours, and the pulled beef that
Wow.
came off of that was excellent. We didn't inject it. Everything was just dry rubs. If I did it again, I think I would try with the injection. I had just recently got a hold of a Chops power injector, so I'm excited
Hmm.
to try that out. Which is why I was saying in the
Cool.
beginning that I'm thinking that maybe that would have been interesting to have injected this. Uh,
Hmm.
I missed that opportunity. I didn't think about it at that time. Now I'm thinking back. I think it would have been a good idea.
Gotta love when that happens. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never injected briskets or anything. But I mean, I'm all about trying something new. So maybe this Wagyu one that I'm getting as well from RC Ranch. Um, maybe I'll inject that, see if that actually does anything for internal taste wise. I don't know. We'll see. Obviously, I don't need it, but
no.
yeah, I'm super excited for these Wagyu dino ribs though. They can't
Oh
get
my
here soon.
goodness.
It's gonna be.
Whew.
I might cry a little bit. I mean, just getting your choice prime dino ribs from Sam's or Costco is enough as
Yeah,
it is. But some Wagyu ones, I don't know. I think I might have to eat the whole thing and just starve myself for the entire day until I finish it.
that is going to be so rich. I think for you just
Oh
to
man.
eat one rib by yourself, it's you're going to need to take a nap afterwards.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I did that with the tri-tip that I got from Farms years ago.
Right.
I had a couple pieces and I was like, all right, I'm good. I'm good. But I'm excited for that, especially and phenomenal as well. So
Right.
got some good cooks coming up.
My concern, just thinking about this, I haven't injected this, and I'm worried it's going to go till 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. The idea is to sweat it out, to get some of the moisture out of it. So if I'm adding that moisture in, if I'm injecting this brisket, I'm putting that much more liquid in.
Yeah.
So the evaporative cooling that's occurring during that stall process, you're thinking, again, I wanted to use a chops power injector, but that could take this thing to over 20 hours if I did that. Because I got to get all
Yeah.
that water out.
Yeah. I wonder, and I know you guys, especially I know Frank was talking about, putting moisture in it, especially like with the pork butt cook and stuff. I wonder if whatever you're going to inject it with, if you got it to a boiling point, and if the setup is actually allows for a hot liquid to be inside of it, and you injected it with some hot liquid, how that would work out.
Yep.
You know?
If you're putting in to a piece of meat, let's say you pulled it out of the refrigerator at 45 degrees, and you hit it with a hot liquid that's 212 degrees, you're going to start the cooking process the moment that you inject that into it.
Mm-hmm.
So the other thing that could occur is that when that process, when you first put the meat on and it takes some time to come up to temperature, it begins to absorb the smoke flavor and you want to build that ring. There's a possibility because you brought it up that much quicker to a higher temperature that you're
Mm-hmm.
not going to get all of that smoky flavor
Yeah.
because you're putting in liquids that are over 200 degrees.
Yeah. Or I mean, if if you're running, we'll say 170, and you brought the temperature of the liquid to 170, and then did that, you know, because then you're just matching the liquid that's being pushed out of it. That's interesting, though. Definitely a good point that Frank brought up because I never thought of that. Which I rarely even add liquid to a pork butt because I feel like it doesn't need any more liquid. But
Right.
I know a lot of guys love to add, pineapple juice or apple juice or some type of soda like cherry or something like that. So definitely a good point because I've had some pork butts. I'm like, what the heck is going on? And then I'm like, wait a minute. Now looking back, I did add liquid to it.
Right. I've injected
But hey,
the
that's the
pork
fun of
butts.
bar.
That I've done. I've injected an apple cider vinegar along with apple juice mix.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I've played around that way, but that's just using a regular needle injector. This other
Yeah.
thing, from what I've watched and heard from people, with 4 needles going in, high pressure, it's going to swell quickly.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the competition guys use this stuff. But
Yeah.
you know, what is going on? The camera. I'm right here. The camera decides it's doing its own thing. I'm telling you, AI is only as good as the person who programmed it. Come
Yep.
on
That's
back.
it.
Come on, camera. No, it doesn't want to. Oh, because it must have saw a squirrel or a bird and it tracked the squirrel or bird. I don't want to get up. Come on, come back. All right, there we go. All right, freeze it out here.
Somebody push me.
Okay, I'll push you later. Okay.
Okay. You can come up
All right,
inside.
so we
Okay.
had Chris Ferrara asking a question. He wanted to know at what temperature do you like to pull your tri-tip off and rest it?
For me, I like to hit it right at um, more so on the rare side because if you're, I like to, I guess it'd be like a reverse sear, direct heat or whatever method once you let it rest and then, get a nice crisp skin on both sides. Um, I like to do that because then it gives me some wiggle room. So if that means that I got to run my fire a little bit lower in temperature, maybe the 225-degree range so that it can take on some smoke flavor and then take it off and then, hot sear it on both sides for a couple minutes. So that way I don't overshoot in with I mean, you take it to medium well. I mean, it is what it is. But some people do the brisket method and stuff. I've yet to do that. I don't want to. To me, that's disrespecting the beautiful piece of meat that a tri-tip is. But yeah, I take it more so right before it hits, I guess, medium rare, and then
Right.
hit it for 2 minutes or so, and usually that carryover temperature takes it to a nice medium rare.
Yeah, that's about what I do. I like to finish my meat off at medium rare. The bavette, because it's a really soft piece of meat, I like to pull that one at rare,
Hmm.
just so that it maintains that softness. But the one of the things that I learned with the tri-tip was how to do a reverse sear on that. We started off Santa Maria style, and then we finished it off directly in the firebox of the smoke slinger. I don't know
Oh
if you've done
man,
that yet. You take the meat and you put it
yes.
right on the hot coals
Hmm.
and reverse sear it that way towards the end.
Yep. Hi, baby. Oh yeah, I've done that with some ribeye steaks or some filet mignons. is throw them right there on the hot coals, and the flavor profile is completely different. It's amazing, caveman style.
Caveman style. It's exactly what it is. So Dustin McCormick is on here, El Presidente, and he's telling his neighbor Chris that he might have to go grab those for dinner tonight.
Hmm?
So that tells me that Chris is going to his house. And Chris is saying that medium rare is the best, and he agrees with you on that as well. So
Thank you,
I
Mr.
guess
Chris.
Dustin's making a run. Dustin's
Oh
cooking
yeah,
dinner for
can't
the
beat.
neighborhood.
Oh yeah, can't beat a medium rare steak of
No.
anything. I like my fillets a little bit more on the rare side. My wife got me onto that because that's how she likes hers. Um, but yeah, medium rare is usually my go-to for pretty much anything. Ribeyes, I kind of take my ribeyes a little bit higher because of all the fat. Um, but I feel like ribeyes can take all that heat and take it a little bit more than medium rare, just to still have your hot pink but not be well done. Definitely won't
Right.
use well done. You want to say
No,
hot
no, I
today?
don't. The cow already died. There's no need to try to kill him a second time by making it shoe leather.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I just picked up some T-bone steaks from the grocery store because like I said earlier, ain't no need to keep spending money for some prime steaks when I can cook it in some beef tallow. And hi, baby. Um, so yeah, that's gonna be good. You like when I cook steak? Yeah, my kid loves it when I cook steak in the morning for breakfast.
Dude,
Get
that's awesome.
Oh man, I've kind of been doing like I don't want to get on the whole diet stuff or whatever, but it's been working better for me is kind of the carnivore style. Well, I'm mainly just eating, red. Got to watch that cholesterol. But get home from the gym, take a shower. Kids like, hey, I want a steak. Cool. Cook them a nice T-bone steak or something and some beef tallow, and it is on the money. Living the dream.
That's awesome. Oh my goodness.
So she'll get the fillet side, and she'll say that, this is yummy. You're the best cook. I'm like, thank you, thank you. I
Uh,
appreciate that. Until I make her mad. Until I make her mad about something, then I'm
About
gonna
what?
work. I don't know. You tell me.
Um,
Do you like when I cook steak? What about the chicken that I did the other day? Yeah, yeah. I did some leg quarters,
steak.
and homegirl was like, "Oh my goodness, this is so good." I'm like, "Thank you, kid." It's about time you eat something other than cereal or mac and cheese.
uh, my kids, taste tester number one, who is my 3-year-old. He tells me everything is great. He wants to smell everything. He wants to taste everything. Taste tester number two, my 8-year-old. Uh, he's just into his pizza, his chicken nuggets, things like that. He eats vegetables. That's the other thing. He'll like you make him a crudette platter, and he's
Hmm.
happy.
Yeah.
But he's not into the meats like he was when he was a kid. I don't. I was told they go through phases. That's just the way that it is. They
Oh
become
yeah.
carb addicts.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, my kid is on the steak train, so I'm here for it. I'm like, perfect. I like steak. Wow, that's so cool.
I
Definitely
probably
need to
should have
get
tried
back.
out. I should have tried out that carnivore diet, but my training and my background using peptides and using other uh, pharmaceutical ingredients got me from 245 down to 160 at one point. Now I'm back up at about 180. But no, I did this all with drugs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love it. I loved it, man. I mean, I still do it. I fell off because of vacation in Florida.
Uh huh.
But for the most part, I mean, being able to stay, even with me being off of it and on again and stuff like that, I've still been able to maintain my weight
Hmm.
lately. And I don't know what it is. I mean, I thought I was gonna get home from Florida and be like, crap, I put on 30 pounds or something, and it didn't even move an inch. Well, I guess a pound or so, but it didn't move at all. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm here for that. So it works for me. The kid likes it because of the steak and the chicken and stuff. A lot of people don't do chicken with it because they want to stick to the cholesterol side. But um, for me, I definitely know I got to watch the cholesterol intake because just a couple months ago, my mom had a heart attack. So yeah. So got to watch my red meat intake.
Yeah, that's my concern. Is the from the salts, the high blood pressure, from the
Hmm.
cholesterol, is getting the triglycerides and all those issues that come into play. I
Hmm.
would think that if you were sticking with fish on a carnivore diet, that the omega 3s would be more beneficial than some of the the fattier meats that guy like you and a guy like myself enjoy.
Yeah.
Things
Oh
with
yeah.
really great marbleization.
Yep. Yeah. Definitely got to watch it for sure. And I mean, that's just life. But hey, of course, my family was like, "Hey, can you throw in some steaks? I mean, some burgers." Sure, it's running hot, so why not? Trying to get this stand going. So yeah, now I'm throwing some. I already shut the slinger down, so I was like, you know what? The drum smoker's still running hot. A little
Right.
bit too hot, but hey, it's either they're gonna have some burnt burgers or they're gonna have some of the best burgers ever. So we'll see.
Yeah. Do you have any of the spray Wagyu tallow?
No, I just have the mason jar tallow
Okay.
that, that I got from yes, my love. I'm talking right now. What's up? I know you don't like it when my attention is on something else, huh?
That's how the kids are.
Oh,
Just
absolutely.
it's not about you, it's about them. It's always about them.
Man, the local grocery store has these jalapeno pub burgers with
Yep.
Monterey Jack cheese,
Uh-huh.
and they are absolutely phenomenal to throw on the grill. Already pre-made, pretty good in cost as well. So, but throw these bad boys on, and some bigums too. I think. I don't know if you guys can see that.
It's a nice sized burger.
Oh, it is. I think I weighed it out, and some of them were averaging about 9, 10 ounces. And I mean, you can get a value pack like this that had one, two, three, four, five, 6 burgers in it, and it was $12. So you really can't beat that.
You got 6 burgers for $12.
Oh yeah.
That's an incredible price.
Can you try those for me? Sorry, I didn't know you wanted.
So yeah, it's really good quality as well. Yeah, I got you. My mom's like, "Hey, can you put some pineapple up there and get a nice little char on it?" Absolutely,
Oh, there you go.
absolutely. Especially if you're watching my kid for me. I would do
Go go
anything you need me to do.
go fire up the charcoal basket in the smoke slinger and make the pineapple directly on that. Do a caveman cook of the pineapple.
Ooh. See, peer pressure is a son of a gun. You hear me? It is.
I'm just telling you
Oh my
because
goodness, that sounds
I did this
phenomenal.
with I Dustin one night is like, I need an idea for what I could do for like a side item. And I
Mm-hmm.
told him, take all the veggies from the salsa and fire roast them directly
And throw it right
in
on
the
top.
charcoal pan. Put them right in there. and the skin is going to start to pop and boil and this
God,
and that. It's going to
see,
blister up. It'll soften up, chop it up, and that's it. There you go. There's your side item.
man. See, y'all got my mind rolling, man. Oh my
Um,
goodness.
s- That's why we do
I'm
this.
here. I'm here for it. Get this bad boy out. Oh man, I'm here for it. Let's see, knock this off. About time to clean that up. My faithful B&B charcoal.
Are those the char logs or is that the lump charcoal?
It's the briquettes. God, that sounds good. See, I knew I was gonna find a good group of guys that influence good behavior.
This is what we do well.
Oh, absolutely. You know what? I think I'm gonna throw some of this, throw some cherry wood on top of it.
It's a good choice.
Let's see. Get you back on the stand. See how that works. Hopefully, I don't lose service out here. There we go. Get this bad boy going.
This is great. Dustin El Presidente has got to be loving that he's got two of his devices being featured globally right now.
Right?
Oh yeah. Do you have the planches? Did you get those?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you got them. Okay. I'm not just getting too far away. I'm going to need that beer in 2 minutes. Let's see where we're going over here. We got a lot of grease dripping out of the bottom. I know that can't be seen. Nope. I'm not even going to try that. This going to follow me? Nope. It decided not to. There we go. Let's see if that'll follow me. Nope.
I'm gonna mute it.
Good. I'm looking at the amount of grease dripping off if we can see that down here. We're getting a good pile of grease coming off. It smells awesome. Man, that would have been great to recycle. Oh well, not today. Come on, camera, follow me. I'm going to throw another piece of wood in. Get a little more post oak on. Uh, Well, also, oh, what is this with this thing? What kind of AI is this? Come on, dude. Get over there. Nice. Now we're back. Oh, you know what? Let's do a check it. For those people who haven't seen it, let's get a check it on the smoke slinger. Let's get this Liberty 94. Here we go. Wow. There it is. Looking good. Maybe I shouldn't touch those probes because they're red hot. How many probes do I have in here? I know there's 4, but I'm only seeing 2. Let's see, can I feel the other 2? No, no idea where I put them. They're probably stuck someplace in this meat, and I have no idea where. I think as this thing begins to shrink, we'll see them again. Oh, there's 1, 2, 3, and I don't know where the last one is. Oh well. That's the alarm telling me that I opened up the lid too long. That tastes so good. Oh, Big Al in the house. Big Al coming to us from South Texas. Awesome. Al, welcome to the Smoke Slinger live stream where today I'm cooking up a 37-pound bone-in brisket, and TD is making himself pineapple in the cook chamber right there in the charcoal pan of his mini smoke slinger. Earlier, he had made a Snake River Farms black label brisket on the smoke slinger and another one on his pit cooker. So we've got a whole bunch of stuff going down, Al. See what else Al's got going. I've done one of those before. It took forever. Yeah, it is. I'm hoping this thing isn't going to take me the next, 20 something hours, buddy. I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning to get this thing rocking. I didn't get it on until 8 because between getting everything set up and then this rainstorm that came out of nowhere, I had to put a tent up. Murphy's Law came into play. I just kicked my butt until 8 o'clock when I finally got this thing on. That and when you're putting together those YouTube videos, you got to stop, you got to go back. This is the part where we're seasoning. This is the part where we're trimming, and it's just it's not like when we're just doing this for our own enjoyment. In which case, you just you go with the flow. Everything now is stop, camera on, camera off. I'm telling you, you know this. You do this all the time. But yeah, this is a beast of a brisket that's on there, and I have to remember tomorrow that when I pull this thing out for service at somebody's house to get that big reveal, and that's something that I tend to forget about. I put the whole video together, and then the last part where I should be cutting it in half and squeezing it, doing the bend test, all that goes out the door because I'm at someone else's house, and again, it's about the content. It's about showing people, and that's what this is. That's why I have this here to be able to put content together. I don't have enough eaters for a 37-pound piece of meat. Wish I did. I have no problem having more people come over and eat. I just need them. That's there you go. If you have nothing better to do, if you're sitting in the house, then you're more than welcome to jump in. I don't know if that was such a good idea to do that. Let me check this. I think I'm going to put in a piece of cherry wood now, too. You know what? Let's throw in 2 pieces of cherry. This is black cherry wood. Let's get that in there. That'll work. That'll burst into flames before we know it. Oh, well. So now we're rocking the post oak and we're rocking the black cherry. Let's see where we're at. The pit is, I said, opening and closing it. I messed it up a little bit. I was at 256. Now I brought it back to 246. And the meat is finally, we're at, and one part I'm at 147, and another portion I'm at 160. So I'm not gonna wait for the 160 to get to 170. I'm gonna wait for the 147 to get to 170, since that's probably the thicker part of the meat. I'm not totally liking these RFX probes. They don't seem to be as reliable as I thought they were going to be. There's brand new batteries in the chargers for the wireless probes, but it's telling me that I'm at the end of the battery life, which doesn't make any sense. So if they die, I'm going inside to go get AAA batteries, charging them up, and then sticking them back in, because this is going to go through the stall anyway. I'll have plenty of time to figure out what to do. God, freezing. You guys down south are living the dream. You think it's cold when it's 60 degrees. You know, it's cold and it's rainy. It's in the mid to low 40s right now. No sun out. Not even the golfers are playing. They were out a little bit earlier on the course, but even that's dead. And it's April. These golfers are usually coming through my backyard every 15 minutes. There's another foursome coming through. Let's see who else is checking in here. So Dustin's making eggs, or he's talking about making them in tallow. I think he's discussing doing those on his plancha. Then we got some other people that are privately texting me. See what they're bringing up. How do I bring that across? I don't think I can. Nope, nothing there. And my wife. That's who that is. Oh, well. Wow. Yeah, that's my wife telling me about plans for tomorrow for going over to somebody's house with this meat. And I don't think my buddy's wife knows that I'm bringing this over. I'm not even gonna. He said that he's the boss, and to bring this over, even though they're doing a traditional Italian dinner, which will be pasta and antipasto. There'll be, I'm sure, a charcuterie board. There'll be a whole bunch of stuff. They're always picking. Sundays is always a big day in an Italian household. And then it's me bringing in a traditional Texas brisket. I just don't want her putting this outside, so it's forgotten about. Especially after I put all these hours in, all this time. No, I'm going with him. He's probably gonna make racks of lamb anyway, so we'll be outside, and therefore there's no way that she can put it outside and let it sit in weather like this. She's will definitely know that I have something if I show up with a cooler, and she knows me. It's not a cooler of beer. It's not drinks. There's always, if I come over with a cooler, it's to keep the meat warm, not to keep something cold. Mm. We grab the charging cable from over here, bring that around so that this phone stays charged too. So many wires. If only you saw around me what this place looked like. With all my electronics out here. There's wires and cables going everywhere. All right, there we go. Now that one's charging. So it says, now that I added in that cherry wood, it actually brought the temperature from the grate from 246 to 270. And the pit says it's rocking out at 300. So let me see what I'm going to do here. I may damper that down. Let's see. Not from the smokestack side. We'll do this on this side. We'll close this up a little bit. Cut off the oxygen just a little bit. Maybe even get it with the shovel. Yeah, this thing's rocking. It is red hot. Oh yeah. Looking good though, but it is, you know what? I'm gonna bring the wood and the charcoal back a little bit closer to the door instead of by the throat to the firebox in an effort that it's not sucking the fire through. And I'm using the spade shovel so I can keep almost like a smile line close to the door. All right. And the camera decided to go do its own thing again. So I'm talking to myself. There must be holes in this thing because I'm feeling dripping. Oh yeah. Oh, I
Stay
can
there,
see
okay?
it. There are holes in the tent. This is what happens when you use this thing for tailgating.
Don't do that, okay? Don't do that.
What do you? Oh, that's for the meat. You're vacuum packing the meat,
Yeah. And for anybody watching, I like to go a little bit longer than I need to.
right?
And then, you know what? Hold on, let me get my towel out. Stay there, okay? Alrighty. Back with my jar of tallow. Probably should have got a spoon, but it's all good. So this
That's why you
is
got the
the
gloves on.
right. So this
Yeah,
is the drum smoker brisket. Fucking so different when you're trying to record something. But hey, we went in. Of course, I forgot paper towels.
Me too. And I forgot
Okay, I need you to stay over here for me, okay? Hey, I need you to pull inside. Thank you, kiddo.
you. Welcome.
All right. So dry that off so it's easier to seal. I'm just gonna bring that down. I'm gonna cut this actually.
Yeah. Where is this?
Are you copying me?
No.
No, I think you are. Go about right here.
Yeah, right here. Here. Okay, I'm not with this.
So
What?
like the inside because that will affect the vacuum sealing for
What?
it. And you know what? We're just gonna go tallow instead. So
What's that?
it's like applesauce,
Applesauce?
it's like
but it's not.
applesauce. Yeah, give her a spoon of it.
Yeah.
No.
No, that's silly.
It's not applesauce. Is it applesauce, Daddy?
No, it's not applesauce, baby. It looks like it though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let me take these gloves off because they're not really helping me for anything.
Since you were here, Daddy.
Yeah, that is a picture of me. Don't show the world my baby picture, okay? Let's not do that. Let's not do that. Especially this was on the. Oh, you would. Of course you would. They can't see you. But totally thought I had a little bit more time, and then I go in there to check, and it's like, oh, you're at 150. I was like, yeah, let me go ahead and get this on. Oh, let's not do that. Watch out, baby. Back up for me, okay?
I'm gonna...
No. I don't need you to move this. Okay? I'm already discombobulated because I wasn't expecting to do all this, but at least not on camera. Now everybody gets to see my imperfections.
That's what happens.
Right? All right. Let's see what we got. Gotta love these things. They're definitely sensitive on the ceiling.
Which brand is that?
Uh, Intrigue?
Okay.
I got this like 5 years ago. Here we go. Slowly but surely.
So do you get the bags on a roll and then you have to seal and make your own bags, or do they come
Yeah,
that long?
yeah. I get them the roll.
Yeah.
I think it's like I don't know, maybe I don't know. It's way more than 50 feet. Now that I'm sitting here thinking about it, but
Right.
then I get the pre-cut ones as well um, for like smaller stuff. But let's see if I can get in between it. Here we go. So I like to, especially a brisket or something that I am vacuum sealing that's going to go into sous vide. I get anal about if it's actually sealed or not. So I'll take it down, see if I can get any more air out. And if not, I'll seal it up again. Usually seal it up 2-3 times for my liking, because I'm always worried that I'm gonna go to cut it open and water comes rushing out, and I don't want that, obviously. So
Right.
just for some safe measures, if anybody out there is watching. No, let's not show them my baby picture. Rather,
Why?
at least not right now. And there we go. Nice vacuum sealed brisket.
Oh, it's great.
Easy peasy. So I'm gonna go put this in the water and get back to cooking.
Perfect.
Okay, well, I need you to stay inside, okay? Alrighty. And I'm actually going to do the other brisket because that one's actually cooled down as well. Everybody see the slinger briskets. Get my sheet cut up real quick. Oh wait, you know what? I actually think I already did. Oh, I did. I don't know. It's so weird being on the front view.
Yeah, it is. But you can see what you do when you do that.
Yeah, that too. Perfect. Put some
Whew.
gloves on. Actually, this one, save up on the mess. I'm gonna take my tallow, put my tallow inside of it, and then slap the brisket inside. Ooh, this bad boy is pretty. Oh man.
Oh, that's looking great.
Go. And I love these bags because they pretty much, for the most part, when it comes to brisket, they'll
Yeah.
be just the same uh, wideness that you need to make sure you get a nice, well, you don't have an oversized brisket that will be too wide on the sheet stuff or whatever. I don't know. I'll be rambling. How's your brisket looking?
I guess I got to take a look.
Oh,
My
I think that,
temperature is now sitting at 267, which is fine. I'm okay with that because I wanted 250, but 267, it's going to fluctuate. It goes up and down because
yeah,
of what the temperature is out here too, and the
yeah.
rain that's coming down on it. Part of me, I want to pull these temperature probes and then give them a charge and put them back in. So I think I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab a glove
What
and
what
pull
probes
them.
are you using?
These are the ThermalWorks RFX, and I'm not
Okay.
too happy with them right now.
Yeah, I had those. I actually sold them a couple weeks ago. Actually,
Okay, why'd you sell them?
the battery wasn't consistent with what they said they would last for,
Yep,
or it'll be times where they sit on the charger for 2 3 days before I use them next, and I go to get them out and they're dead.
that's exactly what's going on here. That's the exact problem that I'm having.
Yep, I had a guy in DC message me on Marketplace about him, and I was like, sure, I'll ship it if you pay for it.
That's the exact issue that I'm having right now.
And I definitely didn't realize that they weren't fully Wi-Fi capable. I guess like you only have a certain amount of feet
Right.
or so.
All right, I'm gonna go grab some AAA batteries and get these things charged up. I'll be back in 1 to 2 minutes.
Perfect.
So
I'll be here.
this is your live stream until then.
Uh
Enjoy.
oh. Right.
Hey, you know where your mother has the AAA battery? Oh, where should you put that battery caddy? Do you know? Duke, where's the AAA batteries? Where'd your mother put the batteries? It was up here. Where'd it go to? So she hid the batteries? Oh, that's great. I need AAA batteries, and she hid them, huh? Wait, that might be them on the kitchen table. Or let's see. Here they are. This is them. All right, we got 4 batteries. Hopefully this thing will work. Oh, boy, oh boy. All right, I'm back. Did I lose the audio? Most likely, because I went Oh, I muted myself. It must have been. And that's, I know, that ain't working. All right, let's get this back on. Let's go back to the audio. It's a shot. It's going to work. I know it's going to work. This time, I'll have the audio back. Bam. Back on. Yep. That's it. Fix that problem. So, sounds like that is a universal issue then with this model, that it doesn't last as long as it says it's going to last. That is a big problem. I brought these with me down to Canton, Texas to use them when we were doing one of our cooks, and I did not get to use them for that reason because there was no Wi-Fi, so I had nothing to connect to. I had to use a wired system. But let's give this a fair shot. Let's see what happens. I'm going to change the battery over on the, maybe I don't need to change the chargers. Well, let's give this a shot. If I don't need to change the charger, then you can just charge them doing this. All right, let's see what happens. They are not lasting anywhere near to the amount of time that the company states they're going to work. So let's give them a charge, see how that works. Stick them all back in the case. I'll let them sit there. I don't know. They're claiming that it only takes 10 minutes. So I'm willing to give it 10 minutes. That's about my patience level. And if I have to change the batteries, then I'll change them out. Why is that the only one blinking? Nobody else is blinking besides that one. Does that mean the battery is dead on every one of these besides this one? It's ridiculous. Come on. I feel like I got scammed with this product. No, none of them are blinking. I don't know. I'm going to give this 10 minutes, and then if that doesn't work, then we'll have to do something different.
Oh yeah.
Oh, now I got a fire. That's a fire. That's a fire. It's looking good nonetheless. Looking like it should.
There we go. Just some pineapple. I already did the burger.
Get it in there? It's ridiculous. It goes everywhere but where I need it to be. Oh boy. Let's see if he'll join in. I got somebody. Let's see if he'll jump in. Jump in. Jump in. People busy. What is going on? How many people are this busy? Seriously. Yes. Wow. Good times.
I was sitting here thinking what was boiling or sounded like, grease or whatever. Then I
Right.
realized it was a drum smoker because I had it up to 400 degrees for the burgers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm not going crazy after all. Oh, yeah.
People are trying to join in. They just haven't figured out how to do it. They're trying to come on live with us. And I send them the link, and then they can't figure out how to, you know, what to do once they get it. It's weird.
Guess it won't meant to be then.
No. There we go. I think Scott. Come on, Scott. Come on. What are you doing wrong? Just join us. It says your phone is locked or something. It's like right there, but can't figure out what to do. There he goes. Now he's got his keyboard up. All right. Oh my goodness.
Technology battles.
But I'm telling
We,
you, you're right there joining, and then it shows that your phone is locked. All right.
don't worry, Scott. I did the same thing. It's okay.
I feel like I'm a beagle in a herd full of trying to chase you guys around. Trying to figure out how to do it.
Right. One person on Facebook Live, the other person got a link for it.
We'll get there. It's just taking a little extra time, but we'll make it. I'm going to switch out at least one of these. I, I'm telling you, that thing that you're talking about, where it's
All over the place with being charged or not charged.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
not doing what it should be doing.
Yeah, I love ThermalWorks products, but the RFX I was not pleased with at all. But, it's what it is. Not my concern anymore since I sold it on
Since you sold
Marketplace.
yours, right?
Whew, I feel like I've been outside since 8 o'clock this morning.
I know that feeling.
But luckily for me, I'm not cooking on an offset.
No, you're done. You did your cook. Now you get to enjoy your dinner.
That's right. That's right. Scott, what you got cooking next up?
Well, I'm like meat stick. I've got the house to myself, so I've got
Oh.
one ribeye from Creekstone Farms that I'm throwing on.
Really?
Yeah,
You said Creek. What is it? Creekstone Farms.
Creekstone. Yeah. It came with from a gift certificate from another smoker I bought, so I decided to finally spend that money.
Man,
With the Yoder?
speaking of Creekstone,
Yeah.
I actually reached out to them about doing some partnership stuff, and that was earlier this week. I was like, hey, I got enough briskets, but if they're wanting a partnership, which surprisingly, they actually said that they've been looking into wanting to do that. So I was like, oh, perfect time then. Here's my information. So we'll see.
I'm sorry you had to settle for Snake River, TD. Really
Oh,
sorry.
boy.
So
Congratulations.
It's quite funny.
Congratulations.
It's quite funny because that's what the lady with Creekstone asked me. She was like, well, would there be like a conflict of interest? I was like, I don't think so. I was like, I didn't see anything in the contract, since really it's just more so, hey, we want you to advertise and whatever. So we'll see.
No, that was
So
really cool watching that. I was down in Canton when you guys grabbed that endorsement.
When who grabbed the what? I'm sorry.
When you got the endorsement in Canton.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it
That
was
was
definitely
awesome.
shocking.
We were all celebrating for you, man.
I appreciate it for sure. They've been good to me, so only
Do you
up
just
from
write
here.
them a nice letter, or do they see your content and then reach out to you? How does that whole
So
process come together?
they actually have the Lincoln stuff set up through Facebook. I'm not Facebook, but their website. It's their affiliate program, and I had to create like a profile and like type all this stuff up, like based on what my content is more geared towards and all that good stuff. And it was like a quick turnaround. It was like a day or two, and just so happened to see an email, and it was like, "Oh, congratulations!" I was like, "Wait, what? is this a spam email that somehow made its way to my my inbox?"
Yeah.
But nope. So it's definitely nice. I'm working on a back early in the year is when a lot of the um, companies that have like B&B, Jealous Devil, all those nice name brand companies, is when they open up their partnership program to anybody that's wanting to get involved. And so I'm hoping maybe in the next year or two get involved with B&B Charcoal, because I'm faithful to them. I mean, I probably got like another 8 bags of B&B. That's the only ones that I use. So it would be nice to have some help with with the charcoal purchase, especially in
Yeah.
Oh
remote
boy.
areas that don't carry the charcoal and stuff.
Yeah.
Here I'm lucky in North Carolina, but once I go to South Dakota, I'll be paying like $5 more per bag. So I'm all about saving money where I can. So if that can happen, then woohoo. If not, we'll see. So
Yeah.
try to make it happen. I'm actually hoping, and it's going to take a little bit of legwork, but I think I can nail it, is when we go to South Dakota, is to do a pop-up at one of the breweries up there, down there, whatever you want to say, up there, I guess. And like do some live cooking stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys ever seen, he's on Instagram mainly. His name is Adam Perry Lang,
Oh
Adam Perry
yeah.
Long or Lang,
Lang.
out there in Cali. and the ideas and stuff that he's been throwing out there that I've been picking off of. I'm like, oh my goodness, that looks phenomenal. So I think that might be the way that I will have to go about it, because, you know, with sanitation laws and all that good stuff, you know, they talk about where stuff can't be cooked at your house. It has to be in a, you know, health inspected facility. So if I were to
Right.
do cooking, I would need to obviously bring my slinger, and just do some live cook stuff up there, and maybe see if I can get away with doing a brisket or two. But like, yeah, I cooked it right. I cooked it right here in 2 hours. Yeah,
That's
absolutely.
right. Yeah.
What's going on in South Dakota?
So my wife is a travel nurse. So that's our next contract is where we're going in South Dakota. So we'll be going out there in second week in May, and at minimum we'll be out there for 18 weeks.
Wow.
We're kind of talking about staying there a little bit longer because of, you know, the cheap cost of living that's out there and stuff, and the place that we found. So we might
Yeah,
hunker down there for several months, and
that's so
because I told
crazy.
her, I was like, you know, I can deal with the what's that?
I said that's so crazy. My son and daughter-in-law, she's a sonographer, and they just
Uh-huh.
took a traveling gig, and they're out in Salem, Virginia, and
Okay.
they've
Yeah,
been
yeah,
out
yeah.
there for 4 weeks, and they're saying extend, extend, extend.
Mm-hmm.
But they can go to Colorado, they can go to South Dakota, they can,
Yep.
have baby will travel. So
Oh yeah. I
that's
love
really
it, man.
cool.
I definitely got lucky with my wife when we when we decided that law enforcement was doing too much for my mental health than I liked. So I was
Yeah,
like, you know what? If we can recoup what I was making and travel the world, then why not? So this will
exactly.
be this will be year number 2 for us. Well, actually, no. Yeah, year 2, because we started mid 2023, and yeah, so that's how I've, you know, when I talk about in the group about like different, you know, I don't think I have states and stuff like on barbecue or whatever on live. Like we've been to Kansas City for 6 months, and then we're out in Ohio for 9 months when we first started, only because of parents live in Ohio. So that was fun. But yeah, I'm excited. We're hoping to venture down to Texas maybe next year sometime, depending on what's out there available. That'd be nice if we're close to because they're in like Denton, Texas area, which is
Yeah,
like in the
yeah.
Dallas, kind of like the Dallas suburbs or whatever. Um, so that'd be cool if we can make it down there for sure, because then Dustin would get tired of seeing me for sure. Like, what are you doing at my house in your boxers? Oh, I don't know. I'm just here because you said you wanted me to do some content.
That's right.
So,
Hey, Meat Stick and TD, I do have one question for you.
what's up?
So I am trying to get chicken quarters, chicken thighs, chicken breasts. Well, no, not chicken breasts, just thighs and quarters to crisp up. And I just keep getting that rubbery
The
skin no matter
rubbery
what I'm
skin.
cooking on. No matter what I'm
So,
cooking, I can't get that snap.
so my true method when I'm not like a last minute type of cook, if I have especially a day, if you have a day, it's the best process you can do. Pat dry it. So I don't know if you ever like pay attention to any like competition guys when it comes to chicken thighs. Well, what they would do is they would take the skin off, and they would remove the gunk that's under that skin, and then they would, you know, place it back over the thigh and stuff like that. That's a good method. I've never done that, but what I've done, I've dried it and I let it air dry in the fridge uncovered for at least 12 hours. So if I know I got a pack of chicken in the fridge, I'll wake up, if I like wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and take the chicken out and then let it air dry, and then probably around that afternoon I'll take, let's see, is it baking powder that a lot of people use in seasonings? I want to say baking powder. Um,
Under the skin.
no, so what you can do is if you mix it in with whatever rub that you're using. So I'll keep like a couple of the empty containers of rub that I've used, and I will fill that up with, I would say 90% rub, and then, well, no, 95% rub and 5% substance in there, but nothing too major. Because you just want enough to where it actually just is mixed in with the rub, and then sprinkle that on to your chicken skin and everything right before you cook it. And I found, a lot of people talk about, oh, I'll smoke it for a little bit and then I'll, jack the temperature up. Well, ideally, it's better just to go ahead and cook it at a higher temperature, you know? So that's what I found is if I cook it, start out the gate, at least 325. I mean, at least with that, you can still kind of get some smokiness, but it's not too much. But if you can do that, and then, if you only do that for, I mean, talking about chicken thighs, I mean, if it has the skin on, it's probably still a bone-in chicken thigh. So I would do it for a little bit, maybe until, internal temperature is right at 100 degrees for the chicken thigh, and then crank that temperature to at least 400 degrees. Because, I mean, you don't have to worry about it burning because of how much distance you got from the firebox and the cooking grates with the slinger and stuff. So that's what I would do. I mean, usually I find a good sweet spot of at least 375, if not like 400, 425.
Okay.
Because I like to take full advantage of the,
You're not doing
the
any
space
brining
between.
for 6 hours or anything like that then? Just
No, I mean, I've never brined my chicken. My mom
I have
likes to do it. But I mean, that's just something that her mom taught her and stuff like that. But I mean, I still feel like if you brine it, you still need to include a day of letting that chicken completely dry out, uncovered in the fridge, because it's sat in the brine for 6 hours, maybe 12 hours at the most. So that'll be my way of doing it. Is just if I'm doing a brine, maybe start the night before, right before bed, brine it, wake up in the morning, pat dry it as much as possible, and then let it air dry. Like if you can have the chicken where it's not, overlapping each other, the better. Or if you have like a cooling rack that you can sit the chicken on top of to kind of let that airflow get under the skin and stuff, that's even better. But definitely a hotter temperature when it comes to chicken. I mean, I may be doing it wrong, but I've never had good results from just, smoke it for a little bit, and then crank the temperature up. To me,
and that's what I've been doing. So
yeah.
thanks, man. So it's not about the prep, it's about the way, throw some smoke on it and then finish it hot.
Yeah. I mean, I think like, and I'll do it again because when I did the beer can chicken, there's a couple people that asked me how was the skin, and I mean, it wasn't rubbery because I think the lowest I cooked it was like 350, but it also wasn't crispy like I wanted it to. Outside of like, your drumsticks and your wings is obviously going to crisp up a little bit more, but like the skin that was over the breast and stuff, I mean, it was borderline giving me the rubbery texture, but it wasn't. So I think if I do that again, is that I'll start off the gate 400 degrees and just monitor my temperatures that way.
All right.
But then again, if you're running that hot with beer can chicken, I think you might run to the risk of something cooking a little bit more, especially with all that moisture that you're pretty much trying to introduce into it, So I don't know. See, now you guys are, the peer pressure is real. Now I want to go buy some half chickens and test it out and give you the true method of this is what's going to work to not get rubbery skin.
I'm going to hit you where it hurts or where you got to sell this. So you need more real estate. You need a full size.
You know,
Tell the
okay,
story
so
behind that.
moment of truth, Scott. So back, it was Super Bowl weekend. The Philadelphia Eagles just won the Super Bowl. Go Eagles!
Yeah.
And I placed my order for the full size, and Dave hit me up the couple days before that when I was talking about it. Sent me everything, got it done that night. And then I was like, you know what? Let me add some custom engraving stuff on it. So we did all that. Poor Lisa. I know Lisa was like, God bless her. Like, can you please stop texting this number and sending me emails? But hey, she's awesome. The customer service is top notch, I will say.
I know it.
So then the question came up with my wife was, what if we change our tax home to Ohio? So with us traveling, I rented a 6x12 enclosed U-Haul trailer, and that's what we carry. Everything that we didn't sell when we got rid of our house and stuff like that, when we first started, and that's what we use. Well, if you know anything about U-Haul enclosed trailers, they're sensitive to the weight. And I started doing the math. I was like, okay, if I add almost 800 pounds worth of stuff with the full slides, with the planchas and all that stuff, and then on top of that, the mini slinger with that as well, I'm not going to have any more weight space for our actual personal belongings.
Well, you
So
got two
then,
drivers. You got your wife that can take one U-Haul, and you take the other one.
you
Right.
know, with my wife, so my wife takes the kid, and our kid, after about 3 hours, she's a complete savage. So I wouldn't want to put my wife in that position to pull a U-Haul trailer. So
See
then I
what?
was like, oh, well, why not I just get it shipped to Ohio instead? And then it was like, okay, well, we had the space for it and all this stuff. And I was like, crap, this is not good. This is just too much of my mental load. So then I unfortunately had to cancel my order for the full size. Um, so until we could figure out logistics when it comes to storing stuff. However, you can write it down in your man Bible or your personal blog and stuff that you write in, that I will have a full size smoke slinger, whether it's this one or something else. Obviously, not putting out stuff information because I don't know too much if it's general public knowledge. And I will have a Liberty 94. So
I'm trying.
that is on the
Me sick. I don't know if you
what's that?
saw it, but my wife follows the channel
Uh-huh.
religiously to make sure that I don't do something stupid. But she's like, "Is this your next one with the Liberty 94?" And I told her, I said, "I don't need it with the full size smoke slinger, but yeah."
That's funny. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. But
Yeah.
that is my goal.
So TV
Is
30
that
years from now, you're going to be settled in one spot, and
Yeah.
you could have the kingdom of smokers, and I bet
you
you
know
smoke.
that is the plan. I think we're do the travel nurse stuff maybe for another 5 years or so. Um, but that is the goal: is to be set up shop somewhere and
Yeah,
have a barbecue spot, slinging some amazing barbecue,
yeah.
Carolina and Texas style. Best of both worlds.
Hey, Sienna.
So
Dave,
if
uh,
you decide to go with the next iteration of a smoke slinger, you're going to need a whole lot more room.
Oh, absolutely, and yeah, absolutely. Which we're working at logistics. So don't be
Okay.
surprised if one random morning you get a text from me like, "Hey, buddy, could you send me this, please?"
And then you'll also need the burn barrel to go with that because of what that is.
Oh
Um,
yeah, absolutely.
everything's still in plans and talking but it's looking promising.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm excited for it for sure.
yep, me too.
I almost kind of thought about us actually just investing into our own enclosed trailer, um, then that way I know that I'll be able to be capable of taking all that weight and stuff. I just don't want to. I'm one, ever since my law enforcement days, I don't want to put the general public in harm's way because I want to be careless with something. You know what I mean? Because it takes one wrong turn or somebody pull out in front of me, and the next thing you know, the state trooper is asking me how much weight that I was carrying,
Yeah.
especially
You know,
at a
come
U-Haul
up,
trailer.
come up to Michigan in the middle of these ice storms we've had. There's
Right.
stuff scattered all over the freeway.
So yeah, I'd rather just err on the side of caution before I do that. So maybe I can convince the wife that, hey, let's just get our own enclosed trailer. Because then, I mean, you're talking about way more weight that I can be able to carry with my truck and stuff.
Right.
So, but yeah, that's
Well,
my
if you
story.
got a pickup, then you can do a fifth wheel or a gooseneck, which would be a lot easier for you to get a bigger trailer, something with dual axle, and then you'll
Yeah,
be able to carry all those toys.
Yeah. Do it before the
yeah,
tariff hit.
yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Kind of taking a break of telling the wife what I'm gonna do next. I don't want her to be too mad at me.
Right.
Hey, Beat Stick. That 85-pound hog that we did down in Canton, could I do that on the full size, you
Yeah,
think?
that's what we did. Yeah, it's the same thing. If you get a 48.5 pound hog, of course you could do that.
I thought we did that on the offside.
No, we did that on the smoke slinger.
Okay, that's right. I remember the shoveling, but
Yep.
I might have been overserved. So.
That no, is that nap that you took. You lost all your train of thought.
All right. So you guys, yeah, stuff you need to forget that I say and stuff you can remember. So
And with regards to the chicken, what TD said is correct. When I did the competitions, I was the guy that did the chicken thighs. So my job was to, and it's not that I came up with the idea, but nobody thought about it until I said, we'll take a teaspoon. I'll take the skins off and I'll scrape the underneath of every chicken thighs skin. So even if you're turning in 6, you don't cook 6. We might be cooking 30 and taking the best 6 out of the 30.
Yep.
So I had to go in, butcher each piece of chicken. I would use wire clippers to cut the knuckle piece that's on the inside. So think of the joint. You have it's like the femur bone because it's the thigh. So I would take the femur and I would cut the knuckle portion, the ball and socket joint. That's a hinge joint. That's not a ball and socket joint. I cut the hinge joint so that whoever's biting into it would never get that piece of meat, that bone. And then I would peel the skin back. Taking a spoon, I would take all of the fat from underneath the skin, and then I would very gingerly get the skin back on and wrap it around so that it fit into a cupcake pan. And I stole that idea from Myron Mixon. I would do cupcake chicken out of the chicken thighs.
thanks, man.
We used the cupcake pans that I used they were rubber material. They weren't made of rubber. They were a synthetic something or other. We drilled a hole in the bottom of every one, about a 1/4 inch, so that whatever chicken fat was in there would drain out of the bottom. So the entire time through, not only was the skin dried out, air dried, plus we used baking powder. He's right about that. The skins would come out amazing. And then when they were ready, then I would take the entire piece of chicken along with the skin, and I would dip them into a very thin sauce, a glaze, a hot glaze, and then finish them off that way so they had a really shiny appearance. And I have to remember that we're on again, we're not on, we're not on our cell phones talking to one another, but there's a spray that we would use a food safe spray that would give them a really nice sheen and shimmer.
So the biggest secret there is getting the fat off the underside of the skin, because
For crisping up the skin, yes, but for the secret for how you get that really shiny turn-in box, there's a food grade spray that we would use.
Okay, thank you. Thanks
Now
very
you
much.
got me wanting to do a deep dive on the internet to figure out what this food safe spray is.
No, because you probably figured out what it is because you know
Yep.
what's going to make it real shiny. But I have to remember that again, we're not on a FaceTime call. You know what? I don't think it's an industry secret. Food grade silicone.
No kidding.
Oh, you just blew my
Yeah.
mind because I was
Yep, me too.
Okay.
I was going
on
a
the
different direction.
I
PD.
was over here thinking like canned canola spray or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know.
No. So the same time I use food grade silicone for on my mixer when I'm making sausage and on other metal objects that have bushings and such, so that there's no friction, so that everything after I wash it and all the greases have come off, I then spray food grade silicone on everything. But again, I'm consuming it here in the house.
Yeah.
I would use the same food grade silicone to spray the outside of the chicken after it got that amazing glaze.
Oh
So
my
when it
god.
came from the turn-in box, somebody would see it and go like, "Wow,
Holy
like
cow.
how did they get that so shiny like that?"
Yep. Big
And that's what
pop.
it was. Yeah. So nobody got sick because again, it's food grade. It's fine.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
Learn
man.
something new every day.
My background is food side. I don't know how to fabricate this. I know how to fabricate different meats and foods and pairing things together. You know, play sommelier and pair different wines to different foods. And how did we get? You know, where'd the wine come from
Mm-hmm.
going back to the rootstock, to the pH of the soil, to the Brix level, measuring the sugars, the acidity, all that into the wine to the when you open up the bottle, and then how to pair that with different foods. There's so many different salts, there's so many different vinegars. That's why earlier when we were talking about the North Carolina vinegar sauce, I was curious to know what type of vinegar they were using.
Yeah.
Because you've got your white vinegar, you got your distilled vinegar, you got your red wine vinegar, you've got your balsamic vinegar, you got your apple cider vinegar. There's so many different vinegars.
Yep.
You gotta love when you're trying to sneeze and you feel it, but it's like, huh? It's like,
Good for you, man.
I think my next question for the group is figure out where everybody's located and see. Oh, we lost the host. Haha, we kicked you out, Dave. And see where everybody's located and maybe try to figure out for the guys that can't make it to Texas, see if we can do a location that's a little bit better location for people.
I can't do
That'd be
that.
awesome.
I can't do Canton once a month, but I'd love to. But so I'm in Southwest Michigan, straight across the lake from Chicago.
Okay.
And we've got a couple of other guys from Michigan that I just learned about that have slingers. So
that's even better.
To connect up with them and try to get a little group together in the Midwest. So.
Oh man, that'd be dope. I think we might I think that'd be awesome because we've been entertaining maybe the Illinois area and stuff like that. So that'd be awesome if we could at least get a nice group of guys that can't obviously make it down to Texas and stuff like some people can and stuff. And
we need to. Well, we don't need to, but it'd be nice to spread around a little bit to have little groups, at different areas for slingers.
So what were you saying? You want me to put together something for other parts of the country?
If you would, please.
Where do you want to go to?
Well, I've got a lot of room out at the farm.
Out of where?
Out at the at my farm, and
the farm. Okay.
I'll bring the people.
You don't mind strangers coming to your house?
Nope.
Nope.
Okay. Hey, for
Yeah,
me,
that'd
it's
be.
a lot easier to come out there than it is Texas. I have no problem coming to Michigan.
Yeah.
Seriously, we talked about that when we were out in Canton, and I would love to get something together with you guys and some of my contacts out here and some of Frank's contacts out here. That'd be
Oh,
freaking awesome, Dave.
it would, man. It
And
would
South
for
Dakota's
sure.
not that far.
Oh
No.
no, like see the good thing for us, and this is how I get away with just kind of doing what I'm doing in a sense, is that the in-laws, since they're in Ohio, they love to travel since they're retired and stuff like that. So they love coming into town and stuff like that wherever we are and watching the kid, taking the kid for like a week or so. So that actually
Yeah.
might be able to work. But no, I'm definitely down for it because I think that'd be really cool to get a couple slingers out there, have some good food and beverages, and have a good old time, man. You know,
Yep.
it's
Oh
by
my
far one of the
goodness.
best groups. The only group that I love being part of. Every other group that I'm in is nothing but drama and oh, don't do that, do this instead. You overcooked your ribs and blah blah blah. It's like,
Oh,
dude, our common love is barbecue. Can't we just agree to
yeah.
disagree?
Can't we all just get along with barbecue?
No doubt.
But yeah, that would be awesome. I'm totally down for that, for sure.
You writing that down, Dave?
I'm totally down for what he wants to do. I'm in for that. It's about transporting the equipment to where it needs to be.
Well, I might have a few cookers around here.
You have a couple of cookers? Oh, you're talking
Yeah.
about. I'm gonna have to. It's the logistics of flying stuff. See, for Frank, he's driving 8 hours down to Texas. Um, I don't know how, I'm probably closer to Michigan than he is.
Yeah, but not by much, bud. I think you're 6 hours at least.
I'm 6 hours from here to Pittsburgh, and I'm still in
Oh,
Pennsylvania when I
okay.
do that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
you
you're
got
on
a
that.
road trip too.
You're on that side of Pennsylvania.
So for me, except for yesterday. Normally, when I go to the Bronx, it takes me an hour and a half to get to from where I am back into the city. Yesterday it took me 4 hours one way, 3 hours to get home. So it was
Whew.
7 hours round trip.
Yeah, I'm coming home with a whole pig, a whole cow, a whole lamb.
Yeah,
You name it. If I'm doing that type of having to do that driving.
yeah, yeah. I mean, getting pigs, being here in Pennsylvania, getting pigs are not a problem because the Amish farms have all these things, even with the
Hmm.
cattle. But my how do I put this to you without sounding like an uppity up? I got to think about the best way to put this. So I don't know how they're raising the cattle around here, and if I'm going to take a steer, if I'm going to take cattle, I'm going to want a 2.5 to 3 year old Wagyu cattle, or I'm going to want cab certified Angus beef, and
Yeah.
that cab can be top choice. It doesn't have to be prime, but I do not want the rancher who has that to do this thing where they go, you can have a half share, quarter share, full share, and then they're boxing it up. Do not give me boxed meat. I don't want that. Give
Yeah.
it to me as primals. You
Yeah.
can give it to me as two sides. You can give it to me as four quarters, but do not start cutting things up, make it into chops and chop meat. I don't want that. I'll do my own. Just give me the cow. That's where it gets tricky because they don't want to do that. They make their money on doing the
Right.
butchering, and I don't
Yep.
want the butchering done. You know what'll be fun? Here, I'll show you why I don't want them to do it. All right. This is why. I don't know why I didn't show this to you guys earlier. So,
It's a really big phone, man.
what's that?
It's a really big phone.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Can I turn this thing sideways for you to see it? No, it's only one way. All right. So, Let's see if you could read that. Nope, it went off. Why? Because I want to show it to you. That's why it shut off.
Murphy's
you-
Law, buddy. Okay.
Can you read that? Do you know what that is?
I see signatures on it, so it's got to be important. There we go. Yep, got it.
So I am the state meat establishing. I have the license to be the meat guy. I'm the butcher. I have the license to be the butcher. I don't need somebody else to do that for me. You know, so in other words, when the other person says, well, I'm the rancher, I'll handle it. Don't do it. I got it. I'm the guy with the license to handle that.
That's right. I
So
heard all of that.
So I could send steer. I think that's what you guys had at the last Nerds podcast. I could send steer on the hoof to you, and you'll take care of everything.
I could take so I could do full processing. That's how I have the license to be able to do it. From taking the steer down, you know, full processing of the steer because I have a processing license, and down to butchering the whole bit.
I watched you do it out in Canton. It was
You
freaking awesome. It was freaking awesome.
I'm jealous.
For many people like yourself, that's the first time they've ever seen it done right in front of them, instead of what you get in cellophane wrapper.
Yep.
I'm
So
jealous.
that pig was cleaned properly. It was field dressed, ready to go. The kidneys weren't in there. There was no organs. I would have liked the kidneys. I would have liked some of the organ meat. I would have taken the no. I would have taken the liver, no problem. But you know, it was beautifully cleaned. And after that, it was simple. I split the rib cage, came right up through the cranium, split the cranium right open. So obviously we went through his brain, we went through the mandibular jaw, the maxillary jaw, right up through the nasal passage. And that's how, to some people, they would have said, well, you spatchcocked the pig. No, I didn't spatchcock the pig. I was able to do it in such a way that not only would I cut that, I was then able to cut the spine as well. And that's why it laid completely flat. And we were able to get an even cook.
And you had all that seasoning on all portions of that pig.
Everything.
All the way through.
Right.
Hoof to
So in a
snout.
future cook, I'm going to be doing that with a lamb. I'm going to take in the United States, the way that we butcher cattle, the problem that we come into with a USDA inspected facility is they can't give me a whole carcass. So the carcass has to be split. So if I wanted to do the entire rib cage and I wanted to do it like a saddle rib, the whole thing coming around, instead of split where you get one side and then you get the other side, I can't buy it that way. I would have to go to a farm, have the cow, have the cow slaughtered, and then upon slaughter, oh, here comes my buddy. Come here. Were you looking for me? Oh my goodness.
Hey, big guy.
This is
Aw.
taste tester number one. He
Hey,
can't
big
hear you
guy.
because he can't hear you. I got the headphones on.
All right.
But so for a lamb or something, or a goat, for small animals, I can get that no problem any day of the week and take the whole saddle. So it's all connected right along the rib cage, right into the spinal cord. Oh, it's following him now. Good. Go watch him. There he goes.
Ask him how his birthday party was.
Oh my goodness, he's gone. I got to shut off the auto tracking because it picked up on him, so it wants to follow him now instead of me.
Well, I did
This is
see
me
you
being
without
lazy.
your beard. I did see you without your beard a year ago. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's got a little bit on you there, buddy.
Yeah, he's got a lot on me. He's got no hair on him.
You would never see me without a beard. You hear me? Never.
Oh,
Because, oh my gosh, those days of shaving are long gone. And
Yeah.
I think
No.
Good for you, man. You earned it.
I think my wife would slaughter me if I did that.
Oh
my
man.
God. I gotta pull this thing and wrap it. I'm looking here. I'm at 182 on one probe, 163 and 173. So I'm gonna go get the butcher paper. I'll be back.
Thanks, big Slick.
And that means no, I'm not going anywhere. All it means is I got to go over to the other costume. I got to put this on and get ready to shoot the YouTube, not the YouTube. I got to shoot the portion that, well, yeah, it'll become a YouTube video. So I got to clean the table up, get the butcher paper, go get the tallow, come back upstairs, get that done. So get ready. Like
Now
just
Do your
bear with
thing,
me.
you
Yeah.
wonder why the hell I can't keep track of you because you're
right?
freaking all over the place.
I know. I'm all over the place. I'm here, and then I'm
Do
here,
your
and the camera just keeps following.
do your thing. We'll be here, or at least I'll
All right.
be here.
I'm gonna take the thing off of auto tracking so it stops following me. I'll be right back.
All right,
I'm gonna
brother.
put these in here. Hopefully this kid doesn't go get lost in the woods.
I tell you what, that video content stuff is exhausting. At least for me, it is. Trying to
I swear to
remember to do
God.
one, but I'm getting used to it. Like if you asked me a year ago, hey, you'll be on FaceTime Live, Facebook Live, or whatever with people that you don't know other than talking in a group, I'm like, nah, not my cup of tea. But
But you're
now I'm like,
killing it,
hey,
man. I'm not blowing sunshine either. You're killing it, and your
man, I
content
appreciate it. I
is
I
really
I I,
awesome.
I can't take all the credit though. My buddy, so that's the hat that I'm wearing. So it's Corner Boys Barbecue. My buddy
Okay.
here has a food truck, and I mean he's been cooking for 20 plus years and stuff like that. So that's where my 3 in the morning brisket calls because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. He's the person I call, and every time he'll answer for sure. So can't take all the
So
credit. So I figured, hey, I'll
you
put that
guys,
out there for
you
the
guys
world.
go back past where you're located right now, then, or
What do you mean?
I mean, so you guys been hanging out a lot longer than you've been in your current location with the traveling stuff.
So we got back in North Carolina. We're back home in North Carolina now.
Okay.
We got back in the end of October. We did a 6-month contract here to spend time with the family for the holidays and my mom's birthday in March. So we'll be leaving out in May and then heading out to South Dakota. But we mainly did that because of the IRS eyes
Yeah.
tax stuff when it comes to it. So we fulfilled our 30 days that we needed to be at our tax home for last year and this year.
Yeah.
And that way, we next time we have to
You're
go
free to
to
roll.
Ohio.
Yeah.
So we won't have to go back to Ohio until October of next year.
All right.
I mean, honestly, we could push it off until November just to do our 30 days, but we
Yeah.
kind of like to play it safe so
You
that
just got to tag base.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it'll be nice for sure. It's been
It's
fun.
It's brand new for us. It's like 3 months old that these kids have been doing it, and I'm really excited for them. They get to go to Colorado or Washington
Mhm.
or
Yep.
Montana or South Dakota or
It's awesome, man. We've met some awesome people, especially when we were out in Kansas City. My wife found a good friend out there who had a little one that was like a year younger than our daughter and stuff, and so they became friends. And she had a nice little, outing outside of work and stuff like that, and gave me a break from being with the kid, pretty much 24/7 and stuff. So that's definitely nice, man. I wish we would have thought about this way back when, but
Yeah.
better
Well,
late than never,
it would have got you out earlier.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. It was only nothing but time. I knew my day was coming that I was going to be done with it. Just didn't know when, but
So I know
no,
you
I'm
hear
great.
this all the time, but I am more sincere than you could possibly know, and you could possibly understand why. But thank you for your service.
I appreciate it, man.
From the heart.
I miss it though. I'm not gonna lie. I miss
Yeah.
it sounds cliche to anybody that's done any type of public service, whether it's a nurse, doctor, military. I miss the people that was in it, especially when it came to like, for me, my community and stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I had some really, really inspiring moments that, really helped a lot of people and stuff like that. And that's really what got me through some of those years and stuff. And yeah, I loved it, but, glad that I'm not in it anymore because of the mental load and stuff like that. I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
No, sincerely.
it was fun though. I did. I
Yeah.
started when I was 21, and I don't know how I didn't get fired within the first couple of months. But hey, I made it through. I made it through, so
My
it's definitely
grandfather.
made me who I am today.
My
You said your
grandfather was.
grandfather or what?
Yeah, he was a state trooper in Michigan.
Ah,
He started mounted in 1932, and then
oh
he was
wow.
on Harley Davidson for about another 10 years. And that was back during the Capone days and in Southwest Michigan, all of the stuff that was going on down here.
Mm-hmm.
And it was crazy.
That's awesome. I saw the troopers in Michigan just recently decided to start shooing away from the bubble light. They're
What's
going
that?
to they're getting rid of the single light on top of the
Yeah, I
patrol car.
just saw that.
I was like, man, that's what made you guys stand out.
I know.
Now I got to worry about riding through Michigan to see,
Yeah.
not looking for the red bulb.
Yeah, you had the 1954 bulb right on top of the damn
Yep.
car.
I
Yeah,
don't speed anyway.
they got the ribbon lights now.
Yeah. Now it's definitely going to be harder to spot them. They ain't sticking out like a sore thumb.
Yeah. Well, good for you on the retirement side of that, buddy. I'm serious.
Oh man, it's lovely. I definitely am appreciative of being in a position where I can do that and focus on home life and making sure that the family's good at home and stuff like that. And especially with my little one, man. I mean, she's about to be 4, and to be able to look back from now until pretty much she was just about 2, and being able to, someone asked me, oh, how was she when she was, 2.5? Like, oh, this is what happened. You know what I mean? Like, I was because, it's going through everyday life with kids and stuff like that. You get so caught up in work and, trying to make sure you got, you're financially stable and stuff. And being able to just, genuinely tell people, hey, this is how it was for a 2-year-old, a 3-year-old, and now almost 4-year-old. And not feel like I'm just ornament on the wall that's going through the motions and stuff.
Yeah. Coming home at 4 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning.
I mean, she's definitely a daddy's girl, whether my wife wants to admit it or not.
Yep.
I mean,
I was on your live tonight, and I love seeing her there. And,
oh yes,
and hearing her in the background was freaking awesome. So I'm at the point where I've got 6 grandchildren about her age.
Oh,
so
you know all about it.
Yeah, well, I do. It's different, but buddy, buckle up.
I buckled up the day the doctor told me that it was a girl.
Yeah. Yep. No doubt.
I was like, oh boy, here we go. Go. Just don't say it's twins.
I had 2 grandsons and 1 granddaughter, and I thought this is going to be a cakewalk. And now I've got 5 granddaughters and 2 grandsons. And my grandchildren budget just went through the freaking roof.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Because you got to buy everything that you didn't buy your kids when they were young.
Exactly. Oh, my wife is going through Baby Bop like
Mm-hmm.
A whirlwind.
Yep. Oh yeah. The amount of stuff that my mom buys her, I'm like, where was this when I was younger? Like you told me
Yeah.
to go. You told me to go sit down somewhere. But her, you're like, hey, I got another toy. I'm like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. When we were kids, we heard you get what you get and you don't pitch a fit. And now it's
Yep.
like whatever the baby wants. Yep.
Yep. Especially when my in-laws coming to town, it's even better with them because then it's like my kid already knows if we're gonna do it ice cream sundae from McDonald's because Gigi and Pops are in town,
Yep.
and I'm like, you know what? Have at it. Send it back when you're tired of her.
Yep. But I loved watching her come in and say, Daddy, it's my time now. And you just
Oh yeah.
shut down and said, all right, I got to do a little my time. That was
Yep.
awesome.
Oh yeah. Yep. She. That's one thing I love about her that we've been teaching her is obviously communicating at a young age and telling us how she's feeling and stuff. And kudos to my wife because she's been the one that's been a huge advocate for that. And it's crazy how her being almost 4 and she's having we call it big feelings. I'm like, hey, are you having big feelings? And she's like, yeah. And we'll sit down and just the way that she's able to process how she's feeling is shocking. Like I mean, not nothing against my parents or anything like that, but like I didn't have that growing up, and like
No,
I feel
me
like that
either.
makes you. I feel like that makes you a better person when you can actually, you know, talk about your feelings openly, and it become natural to you compared to me growing up. It's like you gotta almost beat it out of me.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Same well, no. 30 odd years different generation, but the same upbringing.
hmm these kids nowadays, they'll tell you like it is.
Yeah.
Oh, my kid is she's a savage. I call her my little savage because she is like she told me the other day. She said, "Well, you say you didn't want any peanuts, so why do you have some now?" I was like, "Oh, okay, all right, sorry."
Called out.
Called me out like it was nothing. She's like, "You don't
What the
listen."
hell do you got there, Beat Stick?
Oh, butcher paper looks like.
Yeah. You're on mute, bud.
But
Think
now I'm
maybe.
not.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now
So
we got
yeah. So one is the Wagyu beef tallow. They'll be
Oh
using
yeah.
for packing, and the other one. This is my professional roll of butcher paper. That's what it looks like when you play butcher. Then
Do
you
you
get
need
the
a license for that?
huh?
Do you need a license for that?
Yeah, you need to get one of these. Yes, this is not Reynolds wrap. This is not how we don't buy Reynolds wrap in the house. Not like that. That's the real thing.
My photos.
All right, so now I got to figure out how I'm going to do this because I don't want to lose the live stream. So I'm gonna because I need this whole table. So let me think how I'm going to do this now. All right, let's move some shit out of the way. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm going to move chairs. That's the way I'll do this. I'll get things set up on the chair. Is somebody trying to join us? Oh, let's see what that was. TD drop off. He's back. There we go. Okay. So I got to think about how I'm going to do this because I got to start moving equipment. So I need the whole table. So the laptop is not as important because I got this. I just figured it out. All right.
Better you than me.
So we're gonna start moving things out of the way because I'm gonna need gloves, which means I need the box of gloves.
TD, he's an artist at this.
Box of gloves.
Oh yeah.
Level out of the way. We don't need that anymore.
See, my setup, everything be on top of each other, stuff spilling over, me cussing in the background.
We're professionals. That's how it works. I can even see the temperature here dropping I'll just feed it with wood anyway.
Hey, B-Stick, how is your RF gauges working?
Don't ask him. Don't ask him that.
Not good. Not good at all.
I'm going to ruin a sponsorship, aren't I?
Not good. Man, that wood didn't even
I get that same setup, and I'm conflicted.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard us talking about it earlier, but I ended up selling my I bought a 4-probe when they were doing a deal on them, and so I bought the 4 probes, and I had them for maybe 2 months, and I was like, this ain't what I expected it to be.
Yeah, same here. I still got mine, but
Oh shit! I forgot that screws right onto here.
oh what?
But I don't know. Hey Scott, were you in the group listening in when I was talking about that I picked up some? Well, I'm getting some Wagyu dino ribs and Wagyu picanha shipped in.
I just saw that tonight, like right before I jumped in with you guys. So I don't know what's going on with that, but yeah, help me out.
So it's a new company that I'm starting to venture with. Well, not venture with, but trying to see what their products is like. It's called RC Ranch out in Texas, and stumbled across them. I think it was maybe on like another TikTok video that I saw or whatever. So I got some Wagyu brisket. I got a Wagyu dino beef ribs and Wagyu picanha coming in. So I'm excited for that.
Me too.
That's gonna be a fun cook. I think
Yeah.
I'm a reverse flow smoke the picanha to about maybe 100 degrees. I might even try to do a cold smoke that Dustin's been wanting me to try out. Maybe do like a cold smoke for a little bit for a couple hours, and then once I hit about right before 100 degrees, it just go full on blast with the heat. Take out my tuning plates, throw it onto the second level of this mini slinger, and just reverse sear it to death, to where it's not burnt, but it's getting some nice color to it.
What
And I
meat's
think
on
that.
there, TD?
Say what?
What meat was on there?
The picanha.
Oh man.
Roulette.
Okay.
I love picanha, so I think
I do too. I do too.
I'm gonna do that. And I actually have one that I picked up a couple months ago when the butcher shop was doing a sale. I think I'm gonna cut it up like Brazilian steakhouse style. And I got some long skewers that I bought that has like a wooden handle on them that I used a while back that I still have. And I think I'm gonna do that technique as well for a different cook and see how that comes out.
Yeah. I mean, we see that on the YouTube with different style. Whether you're
Mm-hmm.
doing the steak, straight off, or you're doing the picanha style where you're shaving.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yep.
I don't want to work that hard on the picanha style, with the skewers and slivering it. I don't have that kind of audience that would appreciate that. So I always stick to the steak style.
Yeah,
Not
I
yet, but
feel you
you
on that.
will. You will have that audience because that roulette is becoming. Now what did I do? That roulette is becoming very popular. Come over here, camera. Let's go. There you go. I'm back.
There you are.
There we go. Yeah, so the roulette's becoming very popular. Come on, up here, buddy. Let's go. Probably don't need this thing that I have either. The lower this goes, I found it. Let's see if I got this first.
Hey, I've been on live so long that I ended up having to get the battery pack to keep the phone charged. I was on 3%. I was like, uh-oh, wait a minute.
You put in your time today, TJ.
Oh yeah. And I'm still sitting here trying to think if I need to record anything for YouTube or whatever, but I think for the most part I'm pretty much set on what I got left to do.
Follow that guy up, that real meat stick guy. He'll show you how to do the. He'll show you how to do the get online and coordinate all that stuff.
Yeah, it's one of the
Yeah.
nice things I can figure out what to do.
Well, it doesn't help that the way that the sun likes to shine into the backyard, it's always awkward because sometimes it's hidden by the house, and the next minute, it's full on blast right in my face, and I'm like, okay, I ain't got the time or the energy to sit up here and try to figure out my GoPro and all that stuff, making sure that the sun is not blinding it completely and stuff, and so.
I love sitting in my garage and not worried about that crap. That's what I love.
I enjoyed when the slinger was on the driveway when the snow came into town, because then it was just sit here, put a drip tray under it, and keep it moving. But then I was like, this is not going to be a reliable spot. So let me go ahead and move this. But
David, that's a nice
good.
setup, buddy. That is an awesome setup.
Let's see what's going to happen here. Well, you can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Yep.
I got to move some of the stuff out of the way. It's going on the floor to make room. That's the way that it goes. Okay. That's just the way that it is. Put that on right now. That's how it is. Use it this. Come down this way. Oh. Like that set up.
TD, I've said it before. He is prestigious.
I'm here for it. I'm picking up on some tips.
Yep.
Until it comes time to do it, then I'm like, what the heck?
I like what he did with the patio bricks, though. That's new.
Who's live? Me?
Right?
Yeah, you're live, dude.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm live here, but that camera can't catch me the right way. Yeah, raise this up a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah. That's a lot better. Oh, here comes my son because he knows I'm about to shoot video, so it's time for him to talk to me.
Of course.
But Daddy's going to shoot video. Yes. Yes. Where's your brother? Go to your brother.
I love it.
Yes. Go find taste tester number 2.
Entertain each other.
Leave me alone.
Yeah. You don't have that luxury, TD.
My kid is like, no, you entertain me.
Exactly. Your mind, come here.
I had heated up some mac and cheese for her, and I was like, what's wrong? And she looks at me, I was like, why are you pointing at me? She was like, you feed me.
Oh,
I was like, okay, I'll sit down and feed you then.
I know you know this, but don't miss a minute. Don't.
Oh no, I know. I at times it gets a little overwhelming, especially when you've been, I wouldn't say smuggled because I don't want to say it like that, but you've had the only human interaction has been a toddler all day.
Yeah.
And you just need that, you need that 5 minutes of being able to breathe.
Exactly. Yeah.
But I definitely and soaking it all in.
That's why they made happy hour.
This way. And Daddy probably has to angle that camera down like that so that it's where it needs to be. Let's see. So Daddy's working right here, right? Where Daddy's working right here. We can see.
So who we got, Dave?
Huh?
Who we got?
This is taste tester number 1. Here you go. Say hello. Taste testing number one. There you go.
Hey, buddy.
Now he can hear you because I had to take off the headset. Right?
Hey, big guy.
See them? They're on that one. That camera goes to that one. That camera goes to footage. That's the one that's going to go for making video. This is the one that's live right now. Oh, your mom's going in. You want to go into mama?
Yes.
Okay. Good. What?
The best laid plans.
Well,
No, yeah. Oh man. I'm gonna sleep good tonight. That is for sure.
Yeah, me too. So where's Meat Stick on this cook?
I think he's probably around
What's 093?
one. I think the last thing he said was like 163, 180 range.
Okay.
So I think that's why he went to go get the butcher paper to wrap it.
Have you ever done a bone-in?
I've never heard of a bone-in brisket.
Me either.
So this will be interesting to see how it comes out.
Anything over 20 pounds I've never seen before in my life.
37.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gonna make it?
Yeah, I got to.
I might have to drive the pitch. I might have to drive to Pennsylvania to try this out. I mean, heck, I probably could leave now and get there before he even pulls it off.
At this point, it seems like that, right? All right, so that's the end of this thing.
I'm 7.5 hours away from him. So,
You're only 7.5 hours away.
yep. So, what? 6 o'clock tomorrow morning, bud.
All right, so now I got to figure out. I got to look at the width of this thing before I do this. I might need to do double paper.
Oh man, that Liberty 94 looks beautiful.
This bad boy's going to need double paper. You know what?
Freaking waiting all day for this, Meat Stick.
Here it comes. It's coming. I promise. It's coming right now.
So you know what's funny, Scott, is I had no idea who Meat Stick was in the group before I actually started putting names together and stuff like that. And I'm like, who's this guy? He clearly knows a lot about smoke slinger and all this stuff like that. And then I realized when someone said Dave and then tagged him, I was like, oh, that makes sense now.
Wait till you get an anatomy lesson from him.
Oh, man.
He is impressive as hell.
If there's anything like it was in high school about biology or whatever, yeah,
me too. But he blows the skirts off of biology and how to.
All right, that is not going to work there.
I think you might need a bigger table.
You know, if you had a smoke sticker in back, you wouldn't have so much real estate.
I'm going to have to work right here. Get the tallow set up. Paper. Well, screw it. Guess we're going live. What's that?
You got gloves?
Here you go. So now we're at the point where we've hit internal temperatures of one probe 170, another one 175, another one 169, another one 173. So that's it. At this point, I'm going to go ahead, get the butcher paper, roll that out, and based upon the size of this, 37 pounds bone in, it didn't even have the opportunity to shrink up because of the bone that it's on. So I'm going to have to put out two pieces of butcher paper, and then we're going to go ahead, use our South Chicago Wagyu beef tallow, and let's get going. Oh boy. I don't even think that's going to be long enough. Worst comes to worst, it's too long. I'm definitely going to need 2 sheets of this. That's one. Now we need one that matches this size. So we're going to have to go side by side with this baby right here. That's it, about the same length, give or take. I think we're doing more giving than taking on the quantity of butcher paper. All right, let's take a look at this. I don't think I need a roll sitting here anymore, so let's get this guy out of the way. Let's take up as much of this table space as possible and overlap it. You got plenty of room to overlap. Bring that up that way, that way. Looking pretty good. I think we've got a decent amount of overlap and coverage. Time to get on our standard issued black barbecue gloves along with the cotton liners so I don't burn myself. Now, one of the things I should have done was probably pulled the rubber gloves off the liner first, but you know what? Let's just do that. Let's get the cotton liners on first. Then we'll get the gloves on. What's some extra gloves among friends? It is absolutely freezing out here. I think it's going to fit. I should probably put it on there first and make sure before we put our tallow down. I think it's going to fit. You know what? Let's just go for it. Just like that pilot told me when we were flying into Cape Cod during the storm, he says, we're just going to go for it. Couldn't see where he was going, but he told me we're just going to go for it. Let's get some tallow right on here. Oh, yeah, baby. Oh, yes, that's where we're going to put it, right there. It looks like paste, like Elmer's glue. Wonderful stuff. Let's get another handful of that in there. Oh, yeah. That's a big boy, so it's going to need lots of room. Then I'm also going to give this a spray. If I remember where I put my spritzer, so that the paper is a little bit moist, so it makes it a lot easier to be able to bend it, turn it, and everything else. Of course, it's off camera. I came prepared today. So we're going to give it a little bit of a spritz. And I didn't mention earlier what I have in my spritz. This is better than bouillon. I picked this up at Costco. They recommend that for, I think it's every teaspoon that you use, it's the equivalency of like an 8-ounce cup of beef stock. But look, the flavor's outstanding. I like this better than I do when I use bouillon. So why not? Get this one out of the way too. It's good to be the king. Here we are. Let's pull this thing off our Liberty 94. Got a couple of probes in here. I'm going to pull those out. Maybe we'll use them. Maybe we won't. I don't know yet. It's 3 and 4. Here we go. Moment of truth. Now, I'm going to do what people would say don't do. Do not put it fat cap down. But we're going to put it fat cap down because the other side is a bone. And it wouldn't make sense for us to put it bone side down because it won't grab onto anything. So this baby is going upside down. Here we go. Ooh. Ooh. Look at that. My goodness. I'm tempted to taste it, but I'm not doing it. I want to do it. Not going to do it. Ooh. what a wrap. I don't think that I calculated this correctly, the amount of butcher paper we're going to need. But we'll give it a shot nonetheless, because we're already committed to it. We got the tallow on already. Sometimes you just got to, like I said, that pilot on Cape Air said, we're just going to go for it. Couldn't see through the fog. But we went for it, all right. Clearly, he knew what he was talking about because I'm here today. So he landed the plane. No mystery there. Let's see how we're going to do this. So I want to bring this side up and over. Nicey nice. I like that. Kind of even that up if we can. So we want to get this very tight. All right, that's looking good. Come around the table to this side, do the same thing all over again. I'm going to take this, fold out, save you right up and over. Looking good. It smells amazing. One day, somebody will come up with smell-o-vision. You'll be able to enjoy the same thing that I'm smelling right now. My goodness. Come on, even that paper out. There we go. All right. So, give it a tuck. Looking good so far. Here comes the first flip. Bring that in. I don't mind getting a little bit dirty. Part of the game. That's in. That's in. Looking good and tucked. 1, 2, 3, roll. Oh, tuck that part in. Okay, we got that. Now we're going to have to get one more out of this. And this is going to be tough. About 8 inches too short. Everything else is looking good. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. And we'll get it that way. Now we get that tucked underneath. Well, we're going to have to just go for whatever we got anyway. It's good and wrapped. We got it there. I think we're just going to give a fold underneath it. A little bit closer. Just tuck this piece right here. That's that. Only problem is that is the bone end. That is the fat end. So, is it going to be problematic? I don't know. Should we give it one more piece of butcher paper? Probably. That makes sense. Yeah, let's just go for it. Let's get one more big piece. Here we go. But we have the industrial roll. Oh, for sure that's going to make it. Probably going to do the same thing here. And I will, let's get this out of the way. And I'll give it a spritz. That way it's good and moist. So when I get it on, it makes it a lot easier to move around. So I'll back this guy up ever so slightly. Now nothing can come through this. And I'll wet down the entire butcher paper with our spritz mixture. Just makes it a little easier to work with once it's moist. Doesn't have to be soaked. It just needs a little bit of moisture like that. Looks good. Oh, yeah. Don't lose our RFX probes. So, we go a little bit more. Knit right up over the top like that. We're just going to go for the roll. We're just going for the roll. That's it. Everything underneath is already where it needs to be. Now, I'm just going to roll it ever so slightly, kind of get the thing balanced out. It doesn't want to cooperate. Again, that Murphy's Law's in play. If we go the other way, if I come this way first. Ah, there we go. There we go. Now give it the one over like that. That is the, see, that is, oh, come on. Now you tell me I can't feel it? That's in there real good. I can scrunch the sides, no problem. I want to make sure that I can feel the bone side, which I believe is underneath. Yeah, that's the bone side. So that's perfect. Okay, so we're just going to tuck that right there. I'm going to give it one back. Bring that forward. And then just bring that up and over. Tuck in all of our sides. Now when I do this and flip it over, we should, which we just did, now we are back meat side up. Everything's tucked in as best as possible. Should we go for the probes? I guess so. Let's just go for it. 1, 2, 3. That is so tender. Where do we want to put number 4? Let's feel this thing out. 1, 2, 3. Maybe we can get one right on this side. Number 4. Yep, that went right in there. Well, that might be no, that's not a good place. That's just the bone side. I think we're actually going right here. You know what? That'll actually help to hold all this other paper together. Smart move, meat sticks. Smart move. Will it drill itself in there? Of course not, because you got too many layers of paper on the corner. Oh, we made it. We made it. We made it. It's awesome. Come on, artifacts, get in there. Yeah, we got it. Okay. It's going back on. I'm going to pin it here now. Rip that glove in half. That didn't take long. I knew that was coming. All right. Back on. Let's get some of that Wagyu towel off. I am making a complete mess. Screw these gloves. We don't need them anymore. And here we go. So we're going to go do the same thing as we did beforehand. We're going to go bone side. Actually, I'm going to flip it around this time because we went bone side the entire time the other way. So now we're going to go with the point coming towards the firebox. That's all. Flip it around, give this side the opportunity to cook as well. Oh, I don't even know what time it is. Let's see. So 7 hours in beforehand. Let's see what time it is. That'll give us an idea. 7 o'clock. So we are now 11 hours in. And just now we're going in during the stall for the wrap. There goes that idea that we're going to finish in 12 to 16 hours. That's out the door. This is now going to be more like an 18 to 20 hour brisket. Well, here we go. She's on. But he's on. But it's on. I can't wait. I am looking forward to this. Amazing stuff. See you in the next part. Did everybody leave me? What happened to Scott? Scott left too? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Still got to clean this table down now. Yep, that's the only downside. Doing this is the mess that we make. Have to get the paper towels out, do a little cleanup. Ah. Ah, there is no need for me to use the expensive post oak. Now it's all about nothing more maintaining a fire. Break those coals down, get that looking nice, which it is. These nice big ass logs on. We can raise the temperature, obviously. That opened up all the way. That's looking good up there. Time to clean up. Making a mess. Making a mess. Making a big mess. Whew. Making a mess, making a mess. This is what I do best. I make a mess. Scott will be back, and I'm still making a mess. Oh, boy, oh boy, oh boy. Anybody joining us in the chat? Let's see what we got here. No. I'm still watching. It's looking good. Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You are still live with us. Hopefully, Dustin will be back. El Presidente himself. I guess I can turn the audio back up again. I had that off while I was putting the video together. Nope, those are the dirty ones. Dirty ones go over here. I think I gotta go get a spray. Clean the rest of this off. And in the meantime, while I'm going to get the spray, and I'll leave this right here, I will be back. Time to go put some toys away. Be right back. It's getting up there in temperature. We're not where we want to be, but we're getting there. Little by little, we're making it. Make for a good fire. Let's get one more log in there. Turning my eyes. So done with the posto. You can go back to the. Let's come back and get that out of the way. And we don't need this trash anymore. You'll fill that with some more wood. Bring it back. And now it's time to bring this stuff downstairs. And I can go back to a regular jacket. Because it's freezing out here. Like always. What else is new in the neighborhood? Besides, it's always freezing. I still have this thing on? Yep, I can shut that off. I need to kill the microphone on it. Should shut it down, I believe. Oh man, I'm about to lose that magnet, right? Found it. Perfect. Guess I can go charge this thing up inside. I'm not gonna do that on right now. Another one that can go someplace else. Ah. You guys open the door? Hello? Look at it. Look at it. You guys open that door, maybe? Oh boy. What am I forgetting? This has to go in. Oh, I can put the box of wood away. Guess we're done with this guy now. Need this guy. Oh, I dripped Wagyu every mess. She's gonna flip out. Where does this one go? This one goes over here. Now let's grab the other one and bring it over. We're going to stop the live stream for a little bit. I think that's it for right now. We will come back. Oh, Scott's not here. We will come back in a little bit because I got to cook dinner for the freaks. Oh, you got it. I will be back. Oh, here's the camera up there. I will be back in a little bit. I got to make dinner for the kids. This is on here. It's on. It's ready to do its thing. It's doing its, how do I put it? Well, it's in the stall. So now it just sits here for a while. We'll come back to it. But first, dinner for the kids. Hamburgers. Here we go. Wagyu burgers for the kids.